Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Thursday, February 20th, 2025, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App, $ ORIONNWSF, or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got the Four Nations Face-Off Championship game. Team Canada versus Team USA. First time around, USA won 3-1. Will we be able to do it again, or will Sidney Crosby and company get a little bit of payback and revenge? Either way, it's must-see TV. It's going to be the best event, not only today, but arguably maybe this whole entire month. Can't wait to be able to see what we get here with Canada and USA, and the puck drop is going to be here in just a couple of minutes. Hope everyone is having a fantastic day. Let's cue up the music, take a look at the thumb, and let's get in and settled for Team USA and Team Canada. Let's go, baby. Four Nations Face-Off Championship game. Team USA, Team Canada. Let's get it, baby. Megan in the building, what's good? Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. We'll be shooting for 20 likes within the first hour, 30 to 50 overall, unless we hit the algorithm, and obviously 100 in the donos on every single stream. Hockey from home in the building, what's good? Natman in the building, what's good? It's going to be exciting. And I ended up watching a great interview from PK, talking about why the NBA is terrible compared to the NHL. And he definitely hit it right on the head. It's for pride and it's for passion. And those are two things that the NBA lacks. They don't have pride. They don't have passion. And that's why the game stinks. And, PK even said it, just like myself and a lot of others. We watched when Jordan was playing. We watched when Kobe was playing. But for a lot of us that, did enjoy the NBA at one point, it hasn't really been good since Kobe ended up passing away, because you don't have any pride, you don't have any accountability, and you don't have any passion. That's why the NBA All-Star Game this weekend was probably the worst it's ever been. And now with this Four Nations Face-Off, this is one of the best tournaments that we've seen, not only from hockey, but overall. And I don't know if you're ever going to get that pride and passion, out of those entitled players in the NBA. But one thing is for sure, hockey, it's never left. And if anything, it brought, more eyes to the sport here in the Four Nations Face-Off. So regardless if Team USA wins or loses, or if Team Canada ends up being champion, they have been the best country. This is their sport. We've been underdogs for a long, long time, right? We did win the first time around, but obviously the championship is a whole nother story. We'll see if Team USA can come to play. But I thought PK, nailed it right on the head. There is a, kind of a responsibility from the players playing for your country. But not only that, just playing for pride and having passion. And those are the things that I really look forward to and enjoy in sports is, seeing people play with pride and play with passion. You get that in the MLB, you get that in the NHL, you get it in the NFL, you get it in college football, but you sure as hell don't get it in the NBA. And PK, you are a real one for that. Pretty much, saying it really how it is, and that is very, very true. David in the building, what's good? Jacob in the building, what's good? Daniel in the building, what's good? STL with a $5, what's good, brother? Said just chilling out before my 6-hour shift. You're going to be working. Yeah, make sure you're taking care of your mental health. $5 holla. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks. Little Cactus Jack, bang, bang. Appreciate you, my guy. We're at 5:95 to go. Gail McCaw. All right, STL. I appreciate you, and anyone that's willing to be able to support and take the channel from one point to another. Again, people can like, people can sub, people can donate, people can comment, people can share. Again, STL, you've earned it. Welcome to the NWSF, and meet our newest mod. I'm going to have to go through, obviously, some of the individuals that we have on there that may have been, here and there, and I might have to make some adjustments, but I think STL has earned it, and welcome to the new mod status for STL. You've earned it, my guy. Appreciate you. Megan with a fiver. She said, let's go Canada. No worries. Yeah, again, it should be about 2 hours and 30 minutes to 3 hours. So, again, we'll see what the score is. And, again, you might end up getting your wish. Team Canada might end up being victorious here at the end of the night. Megan with a fiver. We're at 10, 90 to go. Appreciate you. Stacks on stacks. Racks on racks. Little Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. Let me know what you two would like for photos. And I got you. Appreciate the two of you. One more like to be able to get to 10, 11 to get to 20. Let's get there, baby. All right. Well, I know how much you love Sid the Kid, and obviously, he's going to have an impact here tonight. So I'll do some Sid the Kid for you. So, and we'll see what STL would like, obviously, for his support. So let me grab some Sidney Crosby for you. Yeah, I can do some Nathan McKinnon as well. No worries. I'll be sprinkling a few here while they're just doing introductions here. I got you, my guy. Dylan Cruz, I got you. Let them hear it. Love it. And it was nice to be able to see baseball back, even though it was preseason with the Dodgers and the Cubs. Miller getting hit in the head with a baseball, though, was a little scary earlier today, but hopefully he'll be all right. Fortunately, they don't have too many that I can convert over. Let me see if I can find at least another one here for you. Let's see if I can get you one more here while we're in the national anthem. Appreciate you, my guy. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. F1 is on the 13th of March. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, if you give me a little bit of a reminder like a couple days before, then I can fully remember everything. But I appreciate that very much. Team Canada, Team USA, Four Nations Face-Off Championship game. Let's go. Marcos with a $5. Thank you, Marcos. Appreciate you. Thanks, Marcos. Let's go. Marcos with another $5. USA, 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 baby. Let's go. Appreciate you, Marcos. And if there's anything that you want to be able to see, let me know. I got you. Let's go, baby. The Canadian national anthem by that lady, she didn't do like the greatest job. I've heard, others do it a little bit better, but I think she might have been a little bit nervous, assuming that the Boo Birds were going to come out like they did, from obviously U.S. fans, Canada fans in the U.S. Maybe she figured it was going to be a lot of boos and she wouldn't really be able to go through the whole thing, but if you ended up listening to it, there really wasn't. There was a faint kind of a boo-ness in the background. A few drunk people out there. They're going to try to match Canada's energy. Obviously, when we played them early on, but again, for the most part, it sounded like both fan bases tried to be as respectful as possible. Until we get into this matchup here, which is nice to see. You can still have a heated rivalry and whatnot, but I didn't really assume that we were going to boo them out of the building right from the very start. That wouldn't really be very classy. You know, if they want to act that way in Canada, that's fine. And again, you're always going to get, you know, fans that are good, and you're also going to get fans that are terrible for each country. You know, that doesn't represent, you know, these players to the team. You know, you're always going to get that drunk individual that just, you know, does a little bit too much, you know, from, you know, both sides. But again, I'm ready for some fights. I'm ready for some action, and hopefully we end up getting an amazing final. Hopefully it ends up being something like a 4-3, you know, final, something of that nature. But again, we'll have to see how the defense is and how they play in net. Could happen. You know, Canada could win by 2. I could definitely see that. Maybe even more, maybe 3. Could end up being a 3-1 final, just like, you know, Team USA beat Team Canada, right? It could be Team Canada 3, USA 1. So, or it could be 4-1. So I don't really know what to expect here. I highly doubt we're going to get 3 fights in the first 9 seconds. You know, it doesn't feel like we're going to have that, but we will probably have some fights at some point. All right, here we go. I think either team winning by 3 or more would be shocking, right? If it was 4-1 Canada or 4-1 USA, you almost would be like, what happened? You know, but again, lots of talent out there, and a lot of the people that were banged up and a little bit injured, and, you know, I'm obviously trying to heal up for this game. For the most part, you're getting a pretty full strength roster from Canada and USA. If there's anyone that's not playing, ask Megan. She would probably know. She'll have some insight on that, and you guys can obviously listen to the broadcast as well if they bring up anybody else. But to my knowledge, almost every big individual is playing. But again, there may end up being some individuals. Oh, okay, a little shoulder tap there with Tkachuk going against Team Canada. It's going to get chippy. We're going to get a fight probably in the first period, and I don't think that would be that shocking, but just not the 3 fights in the first 9 seconds. But it was great to be able to see some spring training baseball, you know, for some of us that enjoy that sport with the Dodgers and Cubs today. Oh, just right. See if Austin Matthews can make his presence known here today. Bennington is going to be a monster. It's going to be tough. Miller, Larkin, Werenski, Boldy, Sanderson, and actually seeing the Tkachuk bros out there makes a huge difference in our lines. And Team Canada, I mean, what can you say? Crosby, Nathan McKinnon, Reinhart, Harley, Doughty. And again, you know, when they have Connor McDavid, Nathan McKinnon, and Sidney Crosby, you know, for any team that is an insane roster with just those 3 individuals alone. You can hear the USA chants there. How's the snow situation going for you, STL? How's the snow out there for everyone that's in the Midwest and East Coast? Obviously, summertime in Australia there for Megan. So she's got warm temperatures, and for a lot of us, we are in the cold, snowy, icy temperatures, you know, wherever you may be. Just kind of, I don't want to say wet and miserable here. It's just kind of a little cold, a little chilly and whatnot. But obviously, all the snow that we had here in Oregon melted last week. So we only had it for a couple days. Hannafin, Eichel, Tkachuk, Fox, and the other Tkachuk. I like this line for Team USA. Marchand, Bennett, Toews, Maka, and then they just made a line change there as well. And it's awesome that, you know, hockey has been able to be put in the forefront, you know, with no real competition. Even with the NBA holding their All-Star, festivities around the same time as the Four Nations face-off, you're getting NBA hardcore, diehard fans, that are essentially almost giving up on the sport and, finding a way to get, some interest into the NHL. And again, a great interview by PK on my Twitter/X feed. If you want to watch the interview that he had with a lot of these other NBA guys and on ESPN and why the NBA sucks right now, not necessarily in those words, but, he pretty much laid it out, perfectly to a T, just like we've said here on the channel and a lot of others that have said it as well. The NBA plays with no passion or pride. And the NHL does, regardless if you're watching a Four Nations face-off or you're just watching your team play on a Tuesday night. And that's real. And that actually is 100% facts and true. We got 2-on-2 by Team Canada. Who could save? There we go. Team USA getting a little bit of defensive help there. Miller, Slavin, Larkin, Boldy, Faber. You get the passion and you get the pride in the NFL and in college football. You get it in the NHL. You get it in the MLB. But for whatever reason, the only sport you don't get pride and passion, right, and that ends up equaling a good, result, in the sport itself is the NBA. So if you don't have any pride or passion in that sport, no wonder it's terrible, and that really is hitting it right on the head. There is no pride. There is no passion. I mean, the last time that the NBA had pride and passion is when Kobe Bryant was playing. Tell me I'm wrong. Back before then, in the Jordan era, we liked it because they had Bird and Magic and Jordan. There was a lot of pride and passion. You didn't see guys, going to new teams like LeBron just trying to win the chip. They would never have done that. They tried to stay in one spot if they could, even though they knew the NBA was a business, and they tried to win it in one location. So, again, pride and passion, something that the NBA is lacking. The NHL's got a hell of a lot of it. And, again, I don't see the NBA ever having any. So, good luck to them. We'll still end up, covering a little bit, of the Blazers and some NBA here and there, probably towards the finals and the playoffs. But game in and game out, PK, man, he nailed it right on the head. You can't expect fans to get invested in a sport when you have no pride or passion. 100% true. Now JT in the building. What's good? Yeah, this is the championship game right here. And Team Canada on the board. Wow, Nathan McKinnon. That was beautiful. 1-0 Team Canada. Yeah, and I wouldn't assume that Matthews is going to score here today. He hasn't really been, maybe we could, get hopeful, wishful thinking we can maybe get Matthews with an assist or two, but I'm not sure if he's going to score here today. He's been a little bit on a slump, whether that's a little bit of him, a little bit of the defense that's been played on him. But one guy that you can't really defend that often is Nathan McKinnon, top shelf. He didn't even see it. Look how far away he is when he shoots that too. Almost mid-ice. Wow, incredible. Nice job by Nathan McKinnon. All right, Nate the Great, I see you. 1-0, Team Canada. All right, Team USA, it's your turn. Got to try to score in this period. And wouldn't really be shocking if Canada scores a second goal this period either. But that's what the difference between the elites, and the good players. The elites, make everything look easy, and they can even do things that a lot of other players, have a hard time doing. It's being in the right spot at the right time, even if they're very far away from the net and the shot percentage looks like, it's only got like a 5% chance of making it. But the thing is, if you're an elite Hall of Fame player, yeah, it might be a 5% chance of making that shot. But guess what? That's the guy that you want to shoot it, and he'll make it. And he did. McKinnon with a beautiful goal to put Team Canada up 1-0. And again, Brady can't get lost like that. I mean, everyone was just kind of looking, either to the left or the right, didn't really see it coming. And again, you have to have your head on a swivel thinking that at any given moment, the puck could come into your area at any given area on the ice. Even if it ends up being close to mid-ice, where you're at that kind of the halfway point there, you don't think anyone's really going to shoot from that far out and actually make something. But McKinnon, beautiful. 4 shots on goal for Team Canada, 3 for Team USA. And we'll see who ends up being a factor for Team USA. We got Hannafin, Fox, Boldy, Miller, and Larkin. I don't really think we have anybody in this particular line that could score, but, hopefully they do, because it would be kind of one of the weaker lines. We need a little bit more offense in there based on who we have. But, again, line changes come very fast and furious. So even if it's not a lineup that you like that much, another one will come in right away. Like this one, Guentzel, Werenski, Matthews, Hughes, and Faber. Much better of a line right here compared to that previous line. You got a couple defenders, a bunch of centers, and again, that's a good combo. A bunch of guys that are familiar with assisting and passing on the highest level, and then a couple, bruisers to at least try to play some defense on this elite team on Team Canada. Let's see how long they have this line in. But this is one of their better lines up to this point in the first 7 minutes for Team USA. Crosby, McKinnon, Reinhart, goes. This is an amazing line for Team Canada in right now as well. You're starting to hear a little Team USA from the crowd since it is in the TD Garden in Boston. Guentzel with a look of a little bit of dismay early on. But I don't think anyone is that shocked that Canada scored first. I think a lot of USA fans were thinking that would probably happen. Again, if you're a casual or you're just kind of new to this, maybe you just think, just because it's being played in the USA, that we're going to be able to get it done. And even though we won 3-1, this is Canada's sport. This is who they are. This means a lot more, to them, player for player, person for person. Not that it doesn't mean anything to Team USA. It does, but again, it's like when it's their nation's, main thing, and if we can beat them at their thing, again, not saying that it will happen, but again, there's a lot of pride on the line for both squads and for both nations. You're playing for pride and you're playing for passion. You're playing for your country. It's awesome, right? But again, Canada has been the top dog for years and years and years. There has never been a point where they said, oh my God, United States, yeah, they're the favorite. It's never really been said, Again, we can always have a team that can have a miracle on ice, or we can be an underdog. And back in the day, maybe it was like Russia and Canada, and obviously now the big rivalry is Canada and Team USA. But again, a lot is going to have to happen today for us to be able to win. We won early on, and that was great. 3 fights in the first 9 seconds, fantastic. But the championship game is a whole another ball game. So again, and they're going to have to probably score at least 3 to win. They're not going to be able to score 1 or 2 because it kind of feels like Team Canada is going to put up 3 to 5 goals. So if that's the case, they already got 1. And it's not like our goalies and net are terrible. Again, they're pretty good on both sides. But again, Crosby, a little quiet. Obviously in the previous matchup, and again, when he first came into the tournament early on, MVP of the first game. 3 points, 3 assists. Was really a big factor. You knew at some point or another, Sydney is going to more than likely get a goal or get an assist. And again, he might end up doing both. And definitely having Nathan McKinnon and another top tier Connor McDavid, on his side, you definitely have the best talent, player for player on Team Canada's side. Not that Team USA can't do it, but again, if Nathan McKinnon, Connor McDavid, and Sidney Crosby are on point, I don't know if there's another big 3 on the Team USA side that can really match that energy. Maybe Austin Matthews and the 2 Tkachuk bros, but there's a little bit of a drop-off in talent, with Matthews and the Tkachuk bros. Even though they're great, they're amazing, but they're just not Connor McDavid. They're not, right, Nathan McKinnon, and they're not Sidney Crosby. Like, you get guys that are Hall of Famers, and then you get guys that are kind of like all-stars. There's a little bit of a drop-off there. Not to say that Austin Matthews and the Tkachuk bros won't make the Hall of Fame, but, anyone that watches hockey, you would know. If you had your choice, you're not picking, Austin Matthews or the Kachuk Bros before like a Connor McDavid or a Nathan McKinnon to your favorite team if you had a chance. Facts. And obviously Sidney Crosby being a little bit older, at 37, but just because he's at 37, he's like LeBron James. You never can count him out. He can still end up scoring a couple goals and a couple assists in any format, and he's proven that to be true. One-on-one, shot a little high side to the top shelf, just a little wide. Slavin, Eichel, Kachuk, Boldy, and Faber. I think a lot of USA fans were hoping for a fast start. Again, putting the pressure on Team Canada. It would have been great if we could have got off to an early 1 or 2 goal lead. But again, at some point, the top tier talent will make itself known. Rister, a little wide. Hanifin, Eichel, Kachuk, Fox, and Kachuk. More shots on goal for both. Face off, Canada won. No surprise there. Kreider, Nelson, Treychek, Hanifin, and Fox. And I think that's kind of the issue with Team USA. It's like when they have their strong lines, they can compete with, Canada's strong lines. But when you go to some of the other lines where you don't really have one individual you can really count on to hold it down, like you might have a bunch of defenders or forwards, but again, and the same could be said for Team Canada too, depending on how they spread out their players. But it just feels like Team Canada spreads it out a little bit more, and when they end up having their best line, if you end up getting like McKinnon, McDavid, and Crosby in all on one line, typically it's 2 out of 3, at least that's what they've shown so far. But if you get 3 of those guys in on the same line, watch out. Little USA chance coming out of the TD Garden here in Boston. Kreider, Nelson, Treychek, Werenski, Sanderson here for Team USA. It's like when I look at this line that Team USA has got out there, can they score with this line? Yeah, but man, it just kind of feels like more of like a defensive lineup, where you're just kind of going through the motions and you're just trying to prevent Canada from scoring instead of trying to score yourself. And if you get into a battle like that, it might be a long night for Team USA and a very easy one for Team Canada. Oh, look at the rebound. Holy cow, how did he not score there? Sticks were flying. Wow. I don't know how Hellebuck ended up smothering that, but wow. Matt in the building. What's good? Big saves. Throw up a legend for Marcos for his dono. Whether he is at work or with a drive-by dono, we want to make sure we're representing for everyone that supports on the channel. So what a better way to go with the great one, Wayne Gretzky. Appreciate you, Marcos. Can't go wrong with Wayne. What an icon. Appreciate that. Sarah with the tour. Hey, every dollar counts, and again, it may not be a big deal, for a lot of people, it might be just like a burger or a coffee or whatnot. But, if anything, that could be, money towards food for Paisley or a treat for her. So thank you so much. What do you want to see for a photo once we go to a commercial break? You got a particular play? You want to do a Brett Hull in the Blues? Sarah with the tour. Appreciate you. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks. Little Cactus Jack, bang, bang. Appreciate you. So I downloaded the CW app, for NXT, but they don't show it live. They show like the whole show the next day. And I also downloaded Tubi. It's on my TV, and I know, Sarah, that you use it, but you never told me that they have a NASCAR channel on Tubi. And on Tubi, it's like live TV. You scroll through the channels. They got an NFL and MLB channel, and it's not NFL Network, and it's not MLB Network. It's like a separate channel where they show old games or classic games or classic races. Pretty cool. They showed a replay of the Daytona 500, but they've also shown some races from the 90s and the early 2000s with like Dale Earnhardt and Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Johnson, Dale Jr. I love that shit. So now I can go on Tubi whenever I want if they got a throwback race, and I can just have that on in the background. Oh my gosh, I love it. And I already got a lot of free stuff, and I got a lot of apps, to go through different programming. But it's always very cool when you have a passion for something like NASCAR, and then you're just muddling around in the app on my phone as well as on my TV, and like, oh my God, they actually got, and it's something that they just started this year, because I went to NASCAR.com to see like, how long has this been there? Has this been on Tubi forever? So I actually just started up. So, but definitely excited to be able to have that at my disposal, just to be able to, have throwback times of back when things were a little bit different. Like, I ended up watching this amazing highlight of that Talladega where restrictor plate racing was different. The cars were different. Dale Earnhardt, no shit, right? With 5 laps to go, was in like 17th place, and he won the race. You're never going to see that based on the current format and the cars. But to watch that 5 minutes, to see Dale go from 17th all the way to first in 5 laps, there's a reason that he was the Intimidator, and there's a reason that he's one of the greatest of all time. It was one of the most amazing, and I remember watching that live when it happened, but to go back and watch it years later, wow, incredible stuff, man. There's a reason why the GOATs are the GOATs. All right, we got less than 8 minutes to go here in the first period. Team Canada up 1-0. Team USA needs to put the pressure on. Ooh, got a little bit of a wraparound there, but just wide. Larkin, Faber, Guentzel, Matthews, and Slavin. This is actually a decent lineup here. But the Tubi gets a thumbs up for me. I mean, I already have, Hulu and Netflix and Disney Plus and Peacock, and I have some of these other ones through like the Vizio, through my TV's got some free stuff, free shows, free movies and whatnot. But I never really clicked on it. Said, fuck it, let's see what they got. And I was like, oh, okay. This will actually be part of my normal rotation now, just for that NASCAR channel alone. 8 shots on goal for Team Canada, 4 for Team USA. We're at 17, 83 to go. Awesome, Glenn. Who are your favorite players, past or present? Exactly. Yeah, things are completely different than what they were. But again, you could say a lot of things were better in the 80s, 90s, or in the early 2000s to, what we're seeing now. Basketball, baseball, football, hockey, wrestling, sometimes music, movies. I mean, depending on what you like. Uh-oh, here we go. Here we go, 1-on-1. Oh, what a save. Bennington, oh, what a save. Oh, Bennington, head on a swivel. Great job. The Canadians in net, head on a swivel. Now we got a 2-on-2, 3-on-3. Get back on defense there, Team USA. But that was the best shot that they had up to this point to be able to tie the score up. But great defensive footwork and just agility and athleticism and being able to know where to be at the right time. Nice job by Bennington there. Yeah. Nice. Nice. I'll see if I can, once we get to intermission, I'll see if I can find some throwback photos for you, Glenn. Yeah, and even though you may not know anything about hockey or NASCAR or baseball, I mean, Matt, if you spend enough time in the stream and just pay attention, you could actually learn quite a bit, from a lot of us. We're not average here, we're fanatics. So again, if you just listen and pay attention, to what's going on, or if you end up watching the event with us, and it doesn't mean that you have to become a hardcore fan or anything, but just to be able to kind of, be engaged at the same time with what everyone else is watching. And you'd be surprised on how much you would be able to pick up if you just actually just listened, each day in the chat, based on what we do. I think that is for anybody, when we do Mariner baseball or when we do NFL or, when we end up doing basketball or the NHL, I really feel that, as long as you're engaging and you're paying attention, especially if you're watching the event, but if you're not watching the event, you can still pick up on little things. And then, you may not be an expert, but again, the more you know about something, the more interested you'll be, moving forward. And you got to be able to find something healthy, Matt, other than football, right? If you're only about college football and the Oregon Ducks and your Denver Broncos, it's a long fucking time. That's a long, long, long time to not really have anything else on your plate, and waiting for that time period to come back. So, even though you might maybe occasionally watch WWE, but if you're not really super into it, like some of us, got to find that other thing. 9 shots on goal for Team Canada, 5 for Team USA. And we got Matthews, Guentzel, Hughes, Werenski, and Sanderson. Decent line here. Yeah, but if your mind is completely off football, what is in your life now that's going to get you motivated and excited until we get to the football season, or the NFL draft, Again, for some of us, NFL is 365, 24/7, even though, we can kind of take a little break from it when the season ends, but for a lot of us, we're going into the next thing, NASCAR, baseball. We already got something that we can get super excited about until we get into, college football time again, as well as the NFL. So, yeah, I like Brandon. There was a couple newbies that we ended up having on there, and again, we ended up peaking it over 2,000. At one point or another. And again, that you're not going to be able to retain everyone. But again, at a point where most people are just staring at a host, and you come to the stream and you can actually look at HD 4K photos of pretty much any driver, any car, anything in general, as long as we're keeping it kind of PG, right? And it gives a limitless, opportunity for people to be entertained. And I mean, I didn't like sitting there for a 3-hour fucking rain delay, and the stream ended up being 8 hours plus, which was not ideal. But did I have a great time? Yes, I did. And again, we're probably going to have a couple of those this year, where we're going to have a couple races be 6 to 8 hours. And, it's either you're built for it or you're not. But, if you're a casual NASCAR fan, then it may not be something that you can handle. But for a lot of us diehards that have been watching for, 20, 30 years or longer, it's just a part of the sport. Facts. Yeah, but have Brandon come through, man. It's always nice to be able to watch something with someone that has that much passion and also can, teach us, not only myself, but others in the room. And we can kind of reminisce of the old school days, whether it be 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, depending on how old you are, or even going back further, because we got people, that are 18 to 22 all the way to 90 that watch this channel on a regular basis. So you definitely get a nice wide variety here. At least you got WWE then, and WWE is 24/7, so 365. So at least you have that. 1-0 Team Canada over Team USA. Not surprised. And the best opportunity that the USA is going to have is with this particular line: Matthews, Faber, Slavin, Tkachuk, and Tkachuk. Again, if you're going to end up getting something, this is going to be one of the three lines that has probably the best shot to get something on the board. And it may not necessarily be the Tkachuks or Matthews that ends up starting it. Got Atlanta this weekend. I'm a little disappointed that the trucks aren't racing tomorrow. Thinking, maybe I could do the truck race tomorrow, but they're doing the truck race and the Xfinity both on Saturday. So we are going to be doing the NASCAR Cup Series Atlanta race on Sunday, I believe at noon. But we still got to figure out what we're going to be doing on Friday and Saturday. Passing needs to be a little bit crisper, but you got to give Canada, their team defense has been on point today. It's been a little difficult, to be able to kind of maneuver, and it doesn't have the same energy that, we had obviously in the first matchup where there was 3 fights in the first 9 seconds. I feel the first 2 fights were, pretty even, 50-50. Team Canada ended up winning that last fight against JT Miller. But again, you felt that energy in the crowd, the energy in the players, energy in the coaches. And I feel like for at least Team USA, they've come out a little flat. So you have to find a way to be able to motivate these fans to start cheering USA, USA, or whatever they're going to chant, to be able to kind of get the players, a little Uncle Mo and, a little momentum. And what's the better way to do that? If you can't score a goal or you're having a little problem defensively, you might have to start a fight at some point or another. And, if they do let them fight, that could be the spark, even though obviously Canada would get into a power play and it would be 5-on-4. I get that. But, unless they both get obviously in the box, and then it's just 4-on-4, which would be best case scenario. And then you can have 2 guys go at it. They both go to the box. It's 4-on-4. Then Team USA ends up tying the game. But again, we'll see if we end up getting it. But it doesn't really feel like we're going to get any fights here in the first period. And again, not saying that we have to fight ourselves a victory, but in this particular game, we're definitely, player for player, we're not on the same level. McKinnon, Connor McDavid, Sidney Crosby, the closest thing that we have to those guys are the Tkachuk bros, Austin Matthews, Jack Eichel, and even though, some of those guys are all-stars, are any of those guys really Hall of Famers, right? They're not on the same level per se as right now as a Connor McDavid, Austin Matthews, obviously trying to match up to that, but Connor McDavid, Nathan McKinnon, and Sidney Crosby, that's ridiculous. Yeah, I like being able to have a kind of a wide variety on the channel. Some, young, in the younger generation, some, around the middle, and then people, that are the OGs. And anyone that you get someone that's 50 and up that, has seen it and has done it. And it's good to be able to learn those stories and how things used to be, Canada, USA, Canada, the Canada Cup, and then the World Cup of Hockey in '96. USA looks like they got lucky, and then Winter Olympics in 2002 and 2010. This is a sport that is dominated by Team Canada, no question. And I'll get some Mario Lemieux once we go into intermission here for you, Sarah. I can get you some Brett Hull if you'd like as well. But I and I'm a pretty good, I feel with my ESP and my ESP and just watching flow of the game, watching body language, shoulder shrugs, fatigue. But again, if Team USA doesn't get into a couple scrappy fights in this, you're not winning. You're not going to win because right now you're already, behind the 8 ball already, right? And again, the only way to even the score, without necessarily hurting the team is, trying to be able to have both guys get into the box, both guys throw some haymakers, get the crowd into it again, and maybe that'll be the surge that'll help Team USA get their first goal. Otherwise, if we watch what we've been watching, there we go, bang! That's what I'm talking about. Team USA, finally. Brady Tkachuk, thank God. I was about to say, we got to get into a fight at some point or another. Didn't think that we were going to score in this period, but better late than never. Nice job by Team USA. Nice job, Brady. You fucking kidding me? Let's go. Holy moly. And I love it with sports because sometimes you just never know. You have an idea on, on how things can go, but fantastic. And you saw, how we were unmatched when we didn't have the Tkachuk bros out there. We looked lost, and again, it's like, when you play Finland and Sweden, again, when you don't have your stars, you match up very, very well, and you could easily get punched in the mouth early and lose. We did. But here, wow. Look at Matthews right there. And just a little flip to Brady. Unbelievable. Odin in the building. What's good? Nice job, Brady. Third goal of the tourney. And way to make it exciting. Because again, when you start going through the motions, and you're not fighting, it's like you have to really rely on that crowd to keep chanting USA or whatever they're chanting for, player name. And again, Canadian crowds are always great, whether it's wrestling or any sport, right? They always give energy, passion, they have pride. And again, it shows. So again, Team USA, we can drink enough and we can get rowdy, and whatnot. But that was a little lucky right there by Matthews and Tkachuk. I don't necessarily think that was like, oh, that was a planned thing. That was kind of right place, right time, circling around the net, right? Bennington just kind of hesitated for a slight second, and Tkachuk took advantage, and we have ourselves a Four Nations face-off championship game, and it is spectacular. Kreider, Trocheck, Hannafin, Fox, and Boldy. And I imagine, almost all of our, really good opportunities, are going to be when Matthews and both Tkachuk bros are in the same line together. Because it just seems like you got one really good line and then you got a couple average lines. Ooh, Reinhardt right there. Poke it away. There we go. Kreider, Nelson, Trocheck, Hannafin, and Fox. Stone, Sanheim, Point, McDavid, McCaw. Nice to see McCaw out there. We already know how amazing he is as a defenseman, one of the best. So to be able to see him on the ice and participate, another weapon for Team Canada that Team USA doesn't really have an answer for. Like, how do you slow? I mean, you don't really stop guys. You just try to slow them down, especially when they're on the caliber of McCaw, McDavid, Crosby, and McKinnon. Oh, big check onto the boards. There we go, Team USA. Where was that earlier on? That was a great check into the boards. And sometimes, even a big check in the boards is not as, as impactful necessarily as a fight at all times, but sometimes depending on where the puck goes and, the impact of the hit, obviously as long as the guy's not seriously injured, it definitely can cause a stir in the crowd, gain a little Uncle Mo. And, sometimes you'll end up getting that goal to come right around the corner. End of the first period. Team Canada scores first. Team USA responds. Woo! Here we go. And this is exactly what we wanted, right? 1-1. Next period, 2-2. Final period, 3-3. Winner wins at 4-3 or something of that nature. So, Lauren in the building. Odin's son. He's the OG. He's always helping. Thank you, Odin. Odin's son, always one of my faves. The OG Dono King, the first one, and has obviously stayed loyal throughout the whole process. You're my brother from another mother. I appreciate you. And, even when things are tight for you, you always make room for me, no matter what's going on in your life. And that is recognized. Again, we got a lot in common. We're both around that same age, as also Sarah as well. Appreciate you, my guy. $30 dono by Odin's son. Get some photos up for him. And he might not be able to watch the game as well as be on here, but if he's in here, let me know what you want. Otherwise, I'm going to grab some devil photos for you. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, a little cactus jack, bang, bang. Odin's son is the man. Appreciate you very, very much. Great human and individual. Hey, what's good? We're good. We're never going to have issues or beef or whatnot, Plus, we're Mariners, so you know how that goes. All right, let's see if I can get a couple photos lined up here. I got to make some more room. A big day. STL earning mod status for his consistency to the channel and support on the donos as well. Odin coming up big. All right, who do you want on the Devils, man? Old school? It could be old school, too. I got to hit you with some Jesper Bratt, dude. And I'll hit you with some old school, too. But you couldn't have asked for a better first period. Besides a couple fights. That's the only thing for us, cavemen, degenerates. We love to be able to see the physical violence, in the NHL and what that ends up bringing. And hopefully we'll end up getting, at least a fight before this is over. The caveman and the cave woman in us, we love the fighting. I got to get Martin Brodeur. If I can get a close up with him with the mask. Oh, epic. Goat. The OG days. Got to get you an action shot too. Puck in frame if I can. Let me see. 2 greasy goals. We had some greasy goal action. I love it. Yeah, I did see that. But they haven't really done a very good job with Sunday Night Baseball. It used to be good in like the 90s and the 2000s, with the old school announcers. But, they really have been terrible. Like, I mean, what does ESPN actually do well nowadays? They don't have any good shows. I mean, the only reason we watch is if we have to watch for like Monday Night Football or Sunday Night Football, if it just so happens to be on that network. But other than that, I mean, what are we really watching? It doesn't really have the same impact anymore. They're not the sports leader anymore. If anything, they become a laughingstock, which is a sad but true statement. Oh my. Look at that Stanley Cup patch. Oh, beautiful. Seriously. And that's seriously true. It's a fire patch, man. I'm always attention to detail. And then especially when you see like championship patch stuff, not every patch is created equal. Like if you look at that patch and how clean it looks, it really does make a jersey that you own at home. And if you're able to buy one on eBay and then take it to a seamstress and have it sewn on, oh man, it just really takes your jerseys to that next authentic level. And that is one of the cleanest Stanley Cup patches that I've seen in a minute. Very clean on that white jersey. Martin Brodeur. Judah in the building. Oh, it's great, man. 1-1. Team Canada scored first. No surprise. If you're just tuning in, and I didn't know if Team USA was going to get it done, but Nathan McKinnon, assisted by Thomas Harley and Sam Reinhart. And then we had Austin Matthews kind of wrap around the goalie, just kind of flip it in the air. Brady Tkachuk was in the right place at the right time, and somehow he just kind of tipped it in. And both goals were greasy, extra greasy, but we'll take it. McKinnon's was almost from half ice, and Brady Tkachuk had it, within a foot away. Bennington. But again, we have a 1-1 matchup, and it's been entertaining because they're playing with passion and pride, something that the NBA lacks. It's going good. See if we can find a old school photo for Glenn here. Glenn is an OG. Let's see what we can find for Glenn before we get back into intermission. Let me get the Mario Lemieux here first, though, for Sarah. And a Brett Hull. All the Sellies. Can't win without the Kachuk. All right, let's see if we can find something for Glenn here. Bernie Parent. I can even just tell with based on, who someone recommends, you can kind of normally guess around what age they're in. Oh, how about an autographed photo from Bernie? Let's see what else we can find. See if we can find an old card of Bernie. Fire, man. Oh, let's go. We'll get Glenn one more for hanging out with us today. This is a pretty cool one. So I gave you an autograph of him. How about a dual autograph with Bobby Clark and Bernie Parent together for the Flyers? Pretty cool. I mean, especially if you're an OG fan. Hope you enjoy that. Love old school, cards from the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s. It's just, they're so different now. I'll hit you with the bossy. That's why I really appreciate people that are older than me, even though I look young. I'm going to be 43, but I've been watching film and reading and collecting toys and memorabilia since I was 5. And again, it's always nice to be able to hear the names of people that are older, that are in their 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, because they're probably not going to be bringing up the same names of people that are younger that are in the chat. So it always gives you an idea of where their head is at and who they've seen. And it gives you a chance to be able to learn about someone maybe that you don't know too much about. Let me see what else I can find for you. Islanders legend Mike Bossy, he won 4 Stanley Cups. But could he have scored 1,000 NHL goals? Bossy's like, give me a beer. Or 2 or 3. Man, look at those jerseys. Now we got to find a Bossy card. Oh my gosh. All right, we're about to get into the second period here. We got to look at a Mike Bossy card here for Glenn, a newbie here on the channel, hanging out with us here today. Always great when we can have people that are of all ages here. Like I said, half of the fan base is under 40, the other half is 40 to 90. So, and I love cards like this that have the little circle portrait on the left or right corner with the action shot above. I mean, these are undefeated. They are beautiful, brilliant, and what an OG, Mike Bossy. Thank you for sharing the recommendation. All right, let's get into this fucking second period, huh? Let's go. Nathan McKinnon made it 1-0 at the 448 number. Brady Tkachuk, assisted by Austin Matthews, made it 1-1. Are we going to get a fight? I'm waiting for one. I think I got everyone squared away for photos, I hope. Exciting, man. I've been waiting for this game for days. Again, not a whole lot of NHL since we were waiting for this, and NBA only had the Laker game last night, and that was it. It's like, I hate days where there's nothing to do. Like I said, we could have done college basketball the last 2 days, but I don't think it really would have been worth it. Now, if it was March Madness, we would have done it. But, when it's regular season college basketball or NBA, it's got to be something special for me to get interested if it's not my hometown team, the Blazers, which are incredibly young and they're still not very good, but at least I can stream them and have fun instead of like pretending I'm having fun doing, some random game and actually hating my life at the moment. So let's see what the line is. Slavin, Guentzel, Eichel, Boldy, and Faber. This is a decent line, not as good as the two Kachucks and the Austin Matthew line, which is an A, but this is probably like a B minus line. I mean, it's one of the, better, lines after Matthews and the two Kachucks, but I'm not sure if we can really trust. Eichel isn't really the same player as some of the others on the roster. He's a name, but I mean, he's not really doing, as much as maybe his name recognition. And Matthews has struggled. Eichel has struggled a little bit, but the Kachuk bros, I mean, they're the reason we're here. Zay in the building. What's good? USA, USA, USA. What's good, brother? Well, I think, here, I think my channel and the people that are a part of it are a different type of breed. Again, there's going to be people that will bounce around to whoever is popular, and that's completely fine. But again, to be able to see things in a different perspective, to see things from a defensive point of view, not just an offensive point of view, not being a hater 24/7, appreciating greatness wherever it's at. You definitely learn a lot, about not just football here, but everything, including life. We got a special group here, just like what we have a special group on the ice right now here with Team Canada and Team USA. Miller, Larkin, Hughes, Sanderson, and Werenski. Like, let's be real. Even though Sidney Crosby is old, he can do pretty much everything that Matthews and Tkachuk can do, and he's 37 and he's kind of out the door pretty soon, right? So it's like he himself, Sidney Crosby, even though he's old, is just as valuable scoring and assisting than any player that we have on our team. And he's about to be out the door and, in the Hall of Fame, but, 37 years old, he's got a couple years left with Ovi, right? But then Nathan MacKinnon, right? Nathan MacKinnon and Connor McDavid, arguably you could say those are two of the top, three that are playing right now that are in the entire NHL. So again, when you're going against two guys that are probably a part of the top three or top four, and then a guy that has been the best player in the league at one point or another, but is kind of like LeBron, is still, hanging around and still doing it. Maybe not to the same elite level as he did when he was in his prime, but he's still dangerous. And that's what you need on the ice. Dangerous players that at any given moment can score, assist, hit you with, a good wrister, being able to have that good awareness, being a good teammate. Again, you don't really see too many people matching up to those three. And that's just three that I brought, up, not to mention Maka, one of the best defensive players in the entire NHL is back for Team Canada. So we're definitely outmatched. But again, if the Tkachuks and Matthews can get hot and we can get another individual in the mix, Werenski or Guentzel, maybe one of those two or both, then maybe that'll be the difference between us winning or just barely losing in the championship. But you're going to need someone else, whether it's Guentzel, Werenski, somebody other than the big names on Team USA to either, help out with that big steal, assist, fight, whatever it may be. And no disrespect to Austin Matthews, like it's not like he's a terrible player. He's in the top 10, top 12. He's up there with all these other elite players. He's up there. Sometimes people would consider him top 5, others top 10. Just like in the NBA, NFL, MLB, we kind of all go through the rankings and whatnot. I mean, even 1, 2, and 3 could be interchangeable for most sports and whatnot, but. I mean, when Nathan MacKinnon and Connor McDavid are on their game, I mean, they're literally like fucking unstoppable. Oh, just wide by Team Canada. That could have been 2-1. Oh, my God. Yeah, well, Gordy was awesome because he could play until he was like fucking 100. Like, it's like everyone else is, 20, 30, 40 years old. Here's Gordie Howe, 50, 60 years old, still out there and doing it. So you get some of the OGs that kind of paved the way for a lot of these young bucks that are playing now. Getzel. Nine nothing. That's not how you're going to end up winning this. We're going to need a fight pretty soon. Something to get the crowd back into it because, again, they've been chanting USA a little, but not in the same type of intensity. 3 fights in the first 9 seconds. We 50-50 on the first 2. We got our ass kicked with JT Miller on the third one. He kind of uppercutted himself in the chin. His helmet flew off. Took a couple haymakers, to the eye and the jaw. And Team Canada won that one. But again, the energy was different after that. And again, you're not going to see something like that. That's like once in a generation type of thing. But again, the simple fact that we haven't gotten in a fight yet. Oh my God, how did he save that? Holy cow, Team USA almost had one there too. And Bennington is down. I hope he's okay. Oh my, it's starting to get tippy out here. But Team Canada and Team USA, in a matter of 40 seconds, both had really good opportunities. If you would have went, instead of going top shelf there, maybe that goes in. But and then look at this chip off the rebound. It's almost there. It's like a matter of a split second, half of a second, a quarter of a second, and then that slight angle adjustment is the difference between goals and it hitting the post. But it's been all Team Canada, until maybe the last 5-6 minutes of the first period. But I mean, it was pretty dominated by Team Canada, offense, defense, passing. And just kind of the overall, vibe and aura. It's kind of like, we're backpedaling a little bit. But again, we, Kachuk and Matthews, got into that mode where, okay, we need to score. And we got that goal in the first period, which was great. And now we're getting chippy. Here we go. Let him fight. Let him fight. Let him fight. Here we go. Jab, jab, jab. Come on. They paid a lot of money for these tickets here. We need it. Why the refs gotta pull him back? Like, man, we haven't even had. I mean, I get it. If we've already fought like 3 or 4 times, all right, grab them pretty quick, But referees can definitely dictate, like how they fight, if they fight, how long they fight. Would have loved to see even just a 2-minute. Even if it was just something minor right there, that would have been nice. Couple shots to the eye, couple to the chin, maybe a tooth flies out. But it's 1-1, anybody's game, and that's what we wanted, right? We wanted it to be, competitive. I mean, obviously, each country would love a blowout, but as far as casuals and fans of the sport, I don't think anyone would want to see like a 5-0 or 6-1 game. We want to actually feel like it could go either way to the very end, and hopefully it does. I would love to be able to see a 4-3 final in OT, unless we could get it in regulation, which would be amazing too. But even if it's 3-2, that would be awesome as well. But I don't know. I don't think it's going to be just 2-1. Too much talent on the ice on the both rosters for this to be a 2-1 final, and that's it. Just one goal. The rest of the way, I don't see it. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Fight. Let's go. Let's go. The refs. Come on. Oh, another jab. Another jab. You're getting multiple players. Boldy with the jab. Everyone's jabbing. And the funny thing is when you get the refs involved, then you get other players that kind of skate up, and they're not even involved in the fight, and then they jab someone, but it's not the right person. It's like always just jabbing whoever's close by. Entertaining for sure, but I want to see them fight. All right, man. Take care. Oh, yeah. Blazers and Lakers are on here pretty soon. I got to turn that on. Let's go, Rip City. Lakers are favored by 1.5. Blazers are favored to win, though. That's interesting. Why? Because LeBron's not playing? What's going on here? It's like Lakers are much better than us. All right, what do we got? We got Thibault and 8 and out. That's no surprise. And they got Kleber. Luka's not playing. Oh, boo. No Luka in Portland? Boo. Imagine you buying a ticket and hoping that you're going to see Luka and he's not even playing. And then LeBron is a game time decision. That'd be shitty. Spend like $500. You're like, oh, I'm going to see LeBron and Luka, and I live in Oregon. And then you find out when you get there that they're both not playing. Brutal. I think they're just resting him because they had that shitty All-Star weekend. So for some of these guys, they don't know what it's like to play with passion and pride like NHL players, right? So they're just like, fuck it. We'll just give them the night off and let them rest and whatnot. It's like, it's crazy when you get people resting when they're not even hurt. Like, whether they're trying to manage minutes and whatnot. But Again, you would never see this in baseball and football and hockey, but like I said, the NBA, they wonder why that they're the worst out of all, 4 major sports, and they're not even close to the NHL, MLB, and NFL who have figured it out. College football has already surpassed it. WWE isn't even considered a sport and is better. I mean, hell, even college hoops is better than the NBA. I mean, how low do you need to go? But that's very unfortunate that Luka is not going to play tonight. I'm going to turn the game on in 24 minutes, and hopefully the Blazers win. But I was hoping that we'd get a LeBron and a Luka. No excuses for Laker fans. We just go at each other. You're a better record than us. You're a playoff team. We're not, but we're at home. Let's see if we come to play. And hopefully the Blazers will win tonight. All right, Team Canada, Team USA, super entertaining. 4 nations face off. Obviously, they can't do it every single year instead of the All-Star game. But let me tell you, I mean, we've done things like the World Baseball Classic, which was a fun tournament. But this has been like, man, I want to say life-changing to a certain degree. And I feel NHL fans were already on board for this, right? But I think like the casuals and the people that don't really give a shit about hockey, after this tournament, you might actually get a little bit of an increase in fandom, based on what they see, from Sweden, Finland, Team Canada, and Team USA. And I think that is cool. We might have some new NHL fans after this tournament has been completed. And then obviously the fandom for anyone that has watched this sport full-time or part-time has gone to a level of excitement that we always knew they could get, especially when you have rivals like Team USA and Team Canada going at it, and it's close. We won 3-1 first time around, but there's Sidney Crosby out there. I was about to say, get him some more goddamn ice time, but he's got just as much as Nathan McKinnon in about 7 minutes. This is a pretty good line here. Crosby, Nathan McKinnon, Reinhart, Sanheim. This is a good line here for Team Canada. I'd be careful. Larkin, Matthews, Kachuk, Sanderson, and Werenski. A good line here for Team USA. And bang! There we go! Team USA! Woo! Let's go! USA! 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 Jake Sanderson with the goal. And I told y'all it had to be someone other than Austin Matthews or the Kachuk bros. Who is it going to be? And again, it's awesome when you get someone that no one expects, or you get someone off a rebound. And let's get it, baby! 2-1, Team USA. Let's go. And you get to hear the TD Garden in the crowd. But Canada's not out of it yet. All right. I wouldn't be surprised if they respond very shortly. But for the time being, anyone that's rooting for Team USA or anyone that's on the USA roster, this is how you give it your all against someone that it's their sport. This is their thing. We're trying to win in their thing, and we're definitely putting the pressure on. Look at the angle on this. Woo! Just past the skate. Bennington just a split second too late. Bang! 2-1. Team USA. Let's see what we have here for lines. We have Miller, Werenski, Sanderson, Hughes, and Nelson. On the opposite side, Parenko, Sanheim, Sorelli, Hagel, and Marner with the line change. First goal of the tournament, and you couldn't have asked for it to come at a better time. And again, it kind of felt, like it was going to be one of those others that were going to end up scoring for Team USA. Like, how do I know these things? I mean, I'm not going to be right 24/7, but sometimes you can gauge it based on the line, based on the fatigue, the body language, and just the flow of the game. But it just kind of felt like, it's got to be someone other than one of the famous names. And I'm very happy to see Sanderson get it done. What a job. It's not over yet, but now the crowd is singing. It ain't as rowdy as like a soccer match, like during like the World Cup or anything, but you're definitely hearing a little bit of volume there from the fans that are rooting for Team USA and Team Canada. 14 shots on goal for Team Canada, 13 for Team USA. Kreider, Hennepin, Fox, Bolding. And we got Doughty, McKinnon. Oh, Crosby's out there with Harley and McDavid. Oh my. Oh my. Penalty. Power play for Team Canada here, and this might be where Team Canada scores. Let's see what their line is. And if you do have a line, if this is just me, I would have the best in there. McKinnon, Crosby, McDavid. Let's look to see if they're in there. Reinhart has been a part of their line. Let's see if he's in there as well. So it looks like, based on what we have, that's what they're going to do. They're going to run McKinnon, Crosby, and McDavid. Normally it's 2 out of the 3. Reinhart is in, which is typically in with Crosby and McKinnon, or Crosby and McDavid. And then they have Harley in there as a defenseman. So this is a very, very good line. Best line that you're going to see out of Team Canada. Obviously they can substitute a different defenseman for Harley. But with that being said, very good opportunity here in the power play for Team Canada. Exciting, man. Let's go. And we have Slavin, Eichel, Faber, and Nelson on defense. But again, McKinnon, McDavid, and Crosby, when they can pass to each other, it's almost just a matter of time. And Reinhart is kind of sneaky good, too. He's one of those guys, if you think that, and they got McCaw in there now. Oh, my. Oh, they got McCaw in there also? Oh, my. Out of play. Reflect in the building. What's good? How are you? Did you get a chance to watch any Cubs and Dodgers earlier today? One of the Dodger pitchers got beamed in the head, and they had to take him out, which was a little scary. But it was cool to be able to see some baseball back in action. We got a great Four Nations Face-Off Championship. USA up 2-1 on Team Canada, but Canada is in the power play with their best lineup in here. McKinnon, Crosby, McDavid, Reinhart, and McCaw. This is their number 1 lineup. I was about to say, why isn't McCaw in this lineup? Because if you want to have the best of the best, right? McKinnon, Crosby, McDavid, all Hall of Famers, Reinhart, and McCaw. Superstar line for Team Canada. Yeah, it wasn't the Japan matchup. That's going to be towards the beginning of the year. This one was like, in Arizona, I believe, is where they're doing some of their, spring training. Miller, Larkin, Hannafin, Sanderson holding on for dear life. Wow, free puck there. Almost got it. McKinnon from Crosby. We still got about 20 to 30 seconds here in the power play. Let's see what they do. Good pass. Good pass. Poked away by Team USA. Are you kidding me? Wow. Wow. 2-on-1. 2-on-2. Oh, just wide. Man, if that was 3-1 right there, that could have been it. As far as like momentum is concerned, we go up 3-1. I mean, because at that point, you're not going to stop. You're probably going to get at least 1 or 2 more before the matchup ends, based off the time and, the flow of the game. Oh. Yes, Wemby out for the year is terrible. I mean, the NBA, again, PK had a great interview saying that it's the only, league that doesn't play with pride or passion, and he's so true. So true, man. And Wemby being out for the year with the the blood clot in the shoulder and the arm. Hopefully he's okay. But he was one of the only things that were, casual NBA fans were kind of hanging on to, and now you don't even get to see that. So tough for them, but obviously a nice break for, the NHL the rest of the way. WWE and obviously MLB right around the corner. Reflect with a 3-up. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks. A little Cactus Jack, bang, bang. Appreciate you. Hella buck. 16 shots on goal for Team USA, 18 big hits, 2 penalty minutes, compared to 15 shots, 1 less for Team Canada, 4 less hits, 18 to 14, and no penalty minutes for Team Canada. USA won 3-1 on February 15th, the day after Valentine's Day. And if just a quick recap, Nathan McKinnon scored the first goal from Thomas Harley, assisted by Harley and Reinhart. 1-0 Team Canada at the 4:48 mark. Then right when the first period was just about to be over with a couple minutes left, Austin Matthews around the net. Brady Tkachuk got a little bit of luck being in the right place at the right time. And then he was able to tap it in 1-1 at the end of the first period. And then Jake Sanderson, just a few minutes ago, assisted by Austin Matthews and Zach Wierenski, made it 2-1 Team USA. We're at 50 to go. Stand with Ukraine. Well, we're going to be getting a lot of Mariner fans kind of, casually making their way back into the streams if they were gone for a little bit. Some Mariner fans are NFL fans and wrestling fans, so they might be with us the whole year round. But there's definitely going to be some Mariner fans, that will be here for Mariner games and maybe not so much for some other things. But again, stand with Ukraine. Great to see you. Obviously, Zay, Reflect. We got a lot of baseball fans in the room, SDL, Sarah. So it's going to be exciting. We're just right around the corner, and my goal is to do 150 out of the 162 regular season games, hopefully playoffs as well. And then whenever the Mariners have a day off and I'm not doing NASCAR on Sunday, I will be sprinkling in some of your guys' favorite players and teams. Yankees, Aaron Judge, Dodgers, Shohei Ohtani, maybe getting something done for the Cardinals for Sarah, with some of the up-and-coming stars on that particular roster. Maybe doing some Atlanta Braves for Shep and a few others. So, again, there'll be other opportunities. If Skeens, is pitching and it's a good matchup, that is always intriguing to me. He's kind of the guy that I think I like to watch the most that's not on the Mariners. I mean, we already got a top 5 starting rotation. But I think if I could choose to watch anybody pitch, it would be Skeens 1, just because of the phenom status, and hopefully he doesn't turn into Steven Strasburg and have these like ACL issues like most phenomenal elite pitchers do at some point. But hopefully Skeens can stay healthy. And then Tariq Skubal. I love watching those guys. No disrespect to Sale. Sale is great, but he's just not my thing. I think that he's been gaining the respect as being a top 3, top 5, top 10 pitcher. But again, I would rather watch Skubal and the way he does it, lefty, over Sale, and Skeens is the most exciting righty, not named Brian Wu. Fact. I mean, we got some righties that can get the job done, right? Logan Gilbert, George Kirby, Luis Castillo, Bryce Miller, but this might be a breakout season for Mr. Woo! 2-1 Team USA. You know what? And the thing is that we're all on the same page. I feel like the Mariner fan base, compared to other Seattle sports, I think we're the most united. You're not going to really hear too many people get into arguments like you do maybe, with the Seahawks or with the Huskies or the Cougars, or if the Sonics were around. But I feel like with the Mariner fans, whether they're in Oregon, Washington, or overseas, they all know, for the most part, if you're an actual fan, the ownership is terrible. That we haven't really had the right players. We do have the best farm system, right? And again, usually we're not going to keep all those guys. We might end up, trading for someone. Sounds like Vlad, has already been liking posts of him in a Yankee uniform. And obviously Mariners could be a destination at the trade deadline. And obviously if it's not at the deadline by November, obviously at the end of the year, Vlad more than likely will be gone. So, I'm not expecting the Mariners to open up the pocketbook, but again, Vlad on Seattle would be fun. But, who knows if that is something that we actually would be able to get. But even with all that being said, there's still excitement, because, again, our pitching staff, again, the most quality innings, if we could just get to 3 runs or more, again, at home, we were like 43-7. Like, legit, if we actually had a team that could hit, closer to 300 rather than 200 with our pitching staff, we could literally make, not only winning the division in the AL West over the Rangers and the Astros, but we could actually make the ALDS, ALCS, or World Series one day. It's not crazy to think, again, if we have such good numbers, if we get to 3 runs or more, well, let's, try to get the right players so we can get there. Because again, we don't want to waste the pitching staff while it's elite. And we need to be able to move on from Castillo, and get someone to come up, that we drafted, or someone that's in AAA, or a trade at some point. But his numbers keep kind of going down. But everyone else needs to be on the roster and, thriving, right? Logan Gilbert and George Kirby doing their thing, right? And then obviously Bryce Miller and Brian Wu giving you a little bit of the sauce and the heat that are going to help us this year. And hopefully a little bit of Cole Young and Colt Emerson, Lazaro Montez, Harry Ford. Hopefully we get some of our young studs up there because we're going to need them. especially if we don't know about Garb and Polanco and some of these kind of questionable pickups like Solano. Hopefully it works out, but I'm not holding my breath. But I'm still excited for Mariner baseball more than you can know. I have been more excited for Mariner baseball, even though we didn't make any goddamn moves really worth a damn. But even with the roster sitting the way that it is, it's still kind of exciting. Victor Robles, Randy Arozarena, and Julio from the beginning of the year. We still have issues at first, second, third, and shortstop. But catcher, we're money. Pitching staff, money. Matt Brash, hopefully will be healthy for us and help us. Bullpen, better. Again, it's just about getting guys that can fucking hit. And once we figure that out, the Mariners can go on a run. We're one of the only teams that has never made a World Series. But don't be surprised if the Mariners in the next 20 years make it at least once. Not saying that we're going to win it when we go the first time, because we'll definitely be the huge underdog on whoever we're playing, which would probably be the Dodgers, and they might smoke us. But again, just to get there would be exciting. But you got to crawl before you walk. Don't waste a good thing, Seattle. Team USA 2, Team Canada 1. But again, even if the management and the ownership isn't going to help us, if the guys in, the AAA, AA, single A step up and a couple of them come aboard, the pitching staff stays healthy, our bullpen stays healthy, then that could be enough that even if we have some struggles in our starting lineup, if Julio gets back to being Julio, Cal has another all-star year, and then Victor Robles is great all year, and then you get Cole Young or Colt Emerson to come up to kind of help us, that little that little flash that we need, that could be enough for us to get to 90 wins and get first place in the AL West. You can't think of dreaming of 100 and 110 before you get to 90 first. And then once you get 90 a couple times, then you can dream about 95. And then once you get 95 a couple times, then you can dream about 162. But we got to baby step it. But there's still enough excitement, and they're not stupid to put JP at the leadoff role. He's going to be our 9-hole guy, probably. So again, and that's smart. So that way it goes to 9-1-2, depending on the lineup and whatnot. So I know for JP's ego, it's going to be a little bruised, but Victor Robles was the best thing that happened to the Mariners last year. That was more impactful than Randy Arozarena, but I'm happy we have both, at least for the short term. We've got 6 minutes left here in the second period. 2-1 Team USA. But again, if our bullpen can stay healthy, we can get our closer action, with Munoz, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. We can have a guy for each inning, right? Having Brash healthy all year, we would have won probably 5 to 7 more games if Brash was just healthy last year. Nothing changes, but we have Matt Brash the whole year. Yeah, we win more. 100%, because Brash can pitch in the 6th, the 7th, the 8th, or the 9th. Didn't have him. It hurt us. I'm ready for this year. The talent is there, but again, we're going to need some guys in the farm system, and they tie it up. Team Canada. They say, hey, we're not going down without a fight. Sam Bennett with the goal. There we go. It's everything that you wanted, remember? 1-1, 2-2, going into the third period, 3-3, overtime, 4-3. I'm not saying that I got the ESP and I got the Guinness Book of World Records and Michael J. Fox is right next to me, but sometimes the writing is on the wall. Sometimes history repeats itself, and sometimes you just have a feeling. Nice job by Sam Bennett. Brister, assisted by Mitch Marner. 17 shots on goal apiece, 2-2 tie, and this is exactly what effort looks like. Again, the NBA could only dream of a situation like this. And again, when we had Jordan and we had Kobe, we had it. But ever since those guys stopped playing, you don't see it on that side. You'll see effort on the NFL. You'll see it in college football. You'll see it in the NHL. You see it in the MLB. But for whatever reason in the NBA, they're just too entitled, too much load management, and nothing to play for, no motivation, no pride, no passion. It is what it is. I mean, even if you go back to the original All-Star game format, I don't think you're going to be able to get players and like, it's like telling them that you have to play hard. Again, if you're not already playing hard, you're already at a loss. You're not able to get the best version of you. So if people got to tell you to play defense and to play hard, you're a loss. You're already written off. And I feel like a lot of people, have already written it off. I'm included. This is great for, casual hockey fans, hardcore hockey fans, and even people that don't give a shit about hockey and then maybe they're just betting on this game. But again, you're going to get more awareness out of the player names. And again, it's always cool when you can have country versus country. And obviously heated rivals. But I'm glad it's even at this point. Anything can happen. No big fights, but still the entertainment is there. It's not like when we're playing Finland or Sweden where you're just getting guys skating around, going through the motions, whether they get into a fight or a power play, doesn't matter. Do they care? And again, I always love events where everything means something, and again, when you end up getting players that are playing because it means something to them, but then it's not just one or two guys on a team, it's like literally everyone, then you're going to get an amazing product. No matter what network you're watching on, no matter what age you are, no matter if you're watching this, in the United States or beyond in another country, you can definitely see effort and talent and passion and poise. And it's so exciting to be able to watch sports where people are actually trying and it means something to them, actually having some pride and passion for what you're doing. Like, I wish that we could get this in all sports. Like, think about how much better NFL and college football would be, not just the NBA because they lack those things, And I feel like you get it with baseball, but it could be better, Got Sidney Crosby there on the ice. Always great to be able to see him out there. Dottie, Harley, McKinnon, Crosby, Reinhart. Decent line here. And normally they don't have McKinnon and Crosby and Connor McDavid in the trio unless they ended up trying to go up on the power play. So they're going to save McDavid for this line. Stone, Point, Toes, Maka, and Connor McDavid. Wenzel, Eichel, Boldy, Sanderson, and Werenski here for Team USA. But the NHL definitely gained some new fans with this tournament. There's going to be people that are going to remember this tournament and are going to be locked in as soon as the games start, regardless of what countries are involved. And again, casual fans that maybe not have watched a lot this year on the NHL are definitely going to, probably tune in a little bit more, at least for the rest of the season. And that's great for the sport, especially when they're giving it their all. They do deserve an opportunity to gain more fans and to have more people aware of this is what entertainment is supposed to be like. This is the competition level this is what we expect, when we're seeing legends and icons and Hall of Famers out there. 18 shots on goal apiece, 2-2 apiece. Alabek and Bennington doing their best. Wenzel, Eichel, Werenski, Tkachuk, and Sanderson, McDavid, Maka, Stone, Point, and Toes. I like this Canada line that they have out here with Maka, McDavid, and Stone. Yeah. And obviously with baseball, we know, it's always going to be like the Dodgers. And, if they're not going to have a salary cap like the other sports, where it's capped off, you're going to get some teams where, they're spending money and, you have to be like that one team that's like in the middle or bottom of payroll that ends up just doing something magical like the Orioles or the Mariners. So that's just going to be how we roll. We're never going to be a top 10 payroll, team unless we sell. and someone actually spends money, and then maybe, then we could be in that position. So I would love to be a top 10 payroll type of team. Good defense there by Team USA. Less than 4 minutes to go. Yeah, great defensive player. Probably the best defensive player in the whole tournament. If you're looking player for player, I mean, he's really, really good. Oh, big check. McDavid. I couldn't see who a Team USA player that was. Icing on USA. Nelson, Chorchek, Slavin, Hannafin, and Hughes. Show me that replay. Yeah. And I don't know. And I feel like being a Mariner fan, if you live in Oregon or Washington in the Pacific Northwest, there's levels to it. There's definitely going to be people that only watch when we're winning or tune in when good things are happening. But there are quite a few diehards, and we have to be able to represent on YouTube, the right way. Like I said, there's going to be fans of all types of teams and players, on YouTube, and we want to make sure that we're holding it down for the Seattle Mariners. So that way, when that magical day comes, and when we end up winning it all, it's going to end up being that much more special, especially being like the only team that's never been there. Supposedly, we have a 2.6% chance to some ESPN columnist. I don't know what he's smoking, but to even have us as 10th is generous, even if it's 2.6. But again, the pitching staff is there. We don't know about the coaching. Big check on the board for Team USA. We don't know how the managing is going to be. We hope for the best, but there might be some some holes there. But hopefully we can find a way to hit. We say that every year, and we always hit 200 to 220. God forbid that we could actually fucking hit 250 or 260 and make the playoffs. But we'll see. Full year with Victor and Randy. Julio has a 30-30, 40-40 year. Cal plays great, gets that batting average up, and then we get some of the others to actually step up and be contributors, not liabilities. And I want to see Cole Young, Colt Emerson, Harry Ford, Lazaro Montez. I want to see some of my guys come up, and I want them to produce, baby. I mean, if we're not going to spend money, bring our young guys up when they're ready, because then we can be young and exciting. We already got the pitching staff. We just need a couple phenoms, a couple bats, baby. And then we get that, and then we're cooking, baby. Cooking. And then obviously we're going to make some kind of move at the deadline. Oh, big check to the boards. Oh, baby. Oh, Kachuk and the Dowdy. Dowdy said, where the fuck did I go? Man, the NBA players are so soft. If they ended up having one of those checks, they'd be out for weeks. There's just a different level of toughness between NHL and NFL players and NBA players. Facts. Yeah, I mean, all we got to do is get 3 runs or more, right? And as long as the pitching staff can stay healthy, I mean, that's not asking too much. It's not like we have to score, and of course you need 5 runs or more typically, but the record at home, 43-7, when we score 3 or more is ridiculous. Considering our pitching, staff at starters and the mid relievers in the bullpen. If we could ever fucking get to a point where we actually score 5 on the regular, we're probably going to the ALCS or further. So, it's just a matter of we already got the hardest part done. We got the pitching staff. Now we have to figure out, how do we get the right combination of hitters and not fucking moneyball it every time? Cheap asses. It's one thing if you're doing it strategically, but I don't think we have the smartest minds. I think you actually could have probably 20 diehard Mariner fans, across the globe in a room, and we could probably draft and put together a better Mariner roster, with each person going over the cap and all that. We could probably come up with a better roster than the quote-unquote professionals that are just content making profits. And obviously we know Dipoto is just a puppet for the owners. He'll never say anything bad about the owners. That's the shield of the owners. Dipoto will be saying, yeah, we spent a lot of money. He'll be saying all these bullshit things, and it's just to protect the ownership. Puppet master. Sad but true. We're almost at the end of the second period. We're knotted up at 2, baby. Yeah, NBA players, lazy, entitled. Nobody wants to work hard anymore. It's like they got too much money too quickly. They want to go with the girls and the partying, and the nightlife and the clubbing. It's like you don't get where are the Kobe Bryants? Like, where are the Jordans? Where's the Birds? Where's the Magic? And that era was the best, and it always will be. But again, it's like you're not seeing people play with with pride. It's like it kind of feels like they're just playing for money, and they don't really care about the fans. Every once in a while you'll get a player give away a jersey like Wemby, and what happens? The parents put it on fucking an auction website for 10 grand. Again, it's like anything that the NBA does, it's just like they fail at it so miserably. Like, players and fans are not on the same level. Now people are profiting because they don't give a shit, and they don't give a shit. Players don't, fans don't, so they're like, fuck it, I got a Wemby jersey. This is a lifelong memorabilia item, or no, I'll just fucking sell it for 10 grand. I'm not saying that the people that got it and sold it are doing the right thing, but I mean, the connection with fans isn't as authentic as it used to be. It's forced. It's a forced product, a terrible product with no passion, no pride. And we're at the end of the second period. Yeah, WNBA players get more. NBA players get a little bit less. They already are getting a lot, but, give the Caitlin Clarks and the Sabrina Ionescu's the money that they deserve, 2-2. And what's crazy? I would probably rather watch Sabrina play, because I'm a big, Oregon Duck fan. I would rather watch her play, than most of the NBA guys. Now, am I going to go out of the way to watch her games? No, but the way that the NBA is trending, it's like, if Caitlin Clark has got some big playoff game, I'm probably tuning into that before I tune into anything on the NBA side, unless SGA is on the brink of putting up 70 points and they're about to win the championship and he's going to win the MVP, and then SGA becomes a household name in the NBA for the Thunder, then okay, yeah, I'm going to make sure I'm a part of history. But we're watching a little bit of history here. 2-2, end of the second period. Yeah, things need to change. I mean, Pro Bowl game, again, if there's no incentive and they don't, everything is social media and this and that and injuries, then, again, get rid of the Pro Bowl game. It's tackle football. It's a little bit different, but like on the NBA side, it needs to mean something. All-star games should be done at the end of the year, and if you are going to do it in the middle of the year, then the winner gets home court advantage in the NBA Finals, and it's a full game, East-West, and you're bringing back the history of the game, and you never change it ever again. And you have to make sure that, if you have to, bribe ththese players, that the winning team, each player gets $2 million, and then they can donate it to a charity of their choice or something. Even though the players don't give a shit, but at least make it look like you care, and then you can have a kid up there donate the money to Make a Wish or whatever. At least pretend that that it means something. But that's why the MLB and the NHL will always be the best all-star things. Home run derby, typically the winner of the National League or American League gets home field in the World Series, and then obviously on the NHL side, I know some people have thought some of the competition games and the actual NHL All-Star game at times sometimes could get a little stale, but when you have a Four Nations face-off to kind of change the pace, then no one will be complaining that the NHL All-Star game is stale anymore because they got rejuvenated with the Four Nations face-off. So I feel like the NHL and the MLB, they know, what fans want. They want people that fucking try. We want effort. Fans aren't fucking stupid. Fans know what's going on. Show us effort and we'll buy in. But if you don't put in the effort and you don't even fake like you're putting out the effort, then we're not going to get invested in your sport, right? Yeah. I mean, even casuals would be like, ooh, Kobe. LeBron, like casuals. Like, I don't even give a shit. I'm not even betting, but let's check it out. Maybe not watch the whole game, but you'd even get casuals watching for at least a quarter and then going on their phone and looking at highlights or something. And also, too, they're doing the whole thing like WWE where they're putting, sponsorship on the ring aprons. Vince McMahon is an evil guy. But one thing that I agree with Vince is not having that shit on the apron, like fucking prime drink. Like the mat needs to be clean. Doesn't even need to have WWE on it. Have some respect for like wrestling. But again, every turnbuckle, every apron on the mats themselves, if they end up making like a change to another apron or another, it's like it never ends. And I get it. It's all about money. But at some point it has to be like not about money. And then them bringing in like Mr. Beast and Kevin Hart. What are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, I almost feel like the NBA is targeting, the hip hop audience only. Like they're looking at the brothers, the sisters, anyone that's urban, anyone that likes rap and hip hop. Like the NBA is starting to gear every content towards like that type of fan. And they have to realize there's more than the brothers and the sisters and the urban people and the people that like hip hop that are black, white, Mexican, Asian. There's more people that used to enjoy the NBA that aren't directly associated to hip hop and urban culture. But that's the way that they're targeting their marketing, right? And that's why they're failing. Because again, okay, you're targeting that group, but you're not producing, and again, you're making the game worse and worse by changing it up, lack of effort, It's like certain sports, you can tell where kind of like the propaganda and where they're trying to push the product. Every sport has got a niche group that's watching, right? And again, you're going to get black, white, Mexican, Asian, all the races. Sports is what brings people together, and that's why I love this channel, because we get to meet people of all different races and ages all over the globe. But we have to also remember, when we watch things, we're not stupid, we're not puppets. Some people may be, but again, like, you can kind of see the narrative that they're pushing on you and everything that you watch or on social media, But I guarantee nobody wanted to see goddamn Mr. Beast and Kevin Hart, like, telling jokes. Like, you played like 32 minutes of the game, and there was like literally an hour and a half to 2 hours and 30 minutes of like YouTube comedians and like side show, people that are associated to social media based off Instagram numbers or whatever. Like I even saw a thing about Ethan Hawke and Maya Hawke, which you guys may know, obviously Stranger Things. And Ethan Hawke, he's very, very famous and been doing things with Denzel and a lot of other people. But they were saying now in the movie business that you might not even be able to get a job unless you have a certain amount of Instagram followers. So they said, okay, well, what happens? We want this person. Oh, they don't have enough. And they were talking about how someone got turned down because they had 900,000 Instagram followers, not over 1 million. How silly are we getting, for roles in movies? And obviously movies don't really exist anymore. Everything's streaming now. Things are changing so rapidly with social media, but, whether it's bots or fake people, but it's like even like the higher ups in the TV and the movie industry are having to question who they want to be able to bring in just based on followers alone, because they have a fear that whatever project that they're working on may fail if they don't have these followers. But just because someone follows doesn't mean that they're going to follow and like every project that you work on. But, I guess that's the mentality nowadays. And if you didn't know that, you learned something new today. I'm a big fan of Maya Hawke. I'm a big fan of Stranger Things. And she's one of the realest people. Like if you ever look at interviews with her, just like Keanu Reeves and a few others, like super genuine, super real, super honest, about how things are going. Refreshing. Yeah. And then the other 29.6%, you get Caucasian, you get, like Russian, Slovakian, you might get an occasional Asian player, like a Jeremy Lin, in there, They had the one guy, they had the tallest player and then the shortest player, where they ended up having the Asian guy that was in the G League. And I know that he was kind of bouncing back and forth between the NBA and the G League. I'm not sure if he's in the NBA now or if he went back to the G League and whatnot. But, it's always cool to be able to see representation, regardless if it's your race or not. Just being able to see like different people achieving their dreams. And obviously some people had a much harder path. Some is just genetics, and you got, parents that maybe have money or you have good opportunities. But for some athletes, they don't have the silver spoon. Again, other athletes, have to really work and sometimes tough upbringings, tough place to live, gang activity or rough, kind of upbringing and whatnot. But again, if you have the athletic skill and you have the drive, eventually, normally, not everyone, but normally you will be seen, maybe not found, and you may not hit the potential, but lots of talent. I think that's why I love the MLB so much too, to be able to see it's like, it's not just the black and the white and then the Asian and the Latino, but then you get like the Brazilian and from El Salvador, it's like you get so many from Venezuela, like, from Colombia, like you get so many people. And then you get on the Asian side. So, you get my cousins over there, suiting up like Shohei. It's nice to be able to see the Koreans, being able to get a few players to come along as well. So, the game is growing and it's nice to be able to see like, how close things really are and, the diversity that we can have in these leagues, even if it's dominated by a particular race for now in a particular sport, that doesn't mean that a phenom can't come at one point and stir the pot, Yeah, David, 100%. Adam, he worked really, really hard, and he was the assistant, was under Stern for years and years and years, but he's not connected to the game like Stern was. Stern had a very special way of, people booed him, but he probably got booed the least out of any of the commissioners out of all sports, right? Because he did have a way of kind of trying to vibe with every group, the hip-hop group, the rock group, every, group and like kind of a fan base based off music or kind of lifestyle, but you could tell like Stern, had a pretty good vibe, and he may not be close with everyone, but it seems like, his regime not only had the best players, but they actually played with pride and passion. And, again, if we had David Stern now, it would be better than what we have currently, but it would still be a fucking mess because you don't have players that care. You know what I mean? It's the only sport where you don't see top effort every night. You're more likely to see a guy sit out a game because he's got a hangnail rather than someone put up a triple-double. We're about to get into the third period, baby. Yeah, I think it's not. I think that it's not necessarily just him. I think it's the the players that are playing in this generation. If Adam Silver was the commissioner back then, I think he would have done a good job. With the old school era with Jordan and Bird and Magic, because he wouldn't have had to really do a whole lot. There was people, within the league that are going to be leadership people that are going to speak up and represent for some of the other players. When Magic or with Bird or Jordan, or Kobe, if they were going to speak up, people would fucking listen. Why do you think people are in love with Kobe? After him passing away, even if you were a rival to Kobe, being a Blazer fan, because you could see the way that he worked. With his kids, with his daughters, how much he cared about, certain things, and again, when people are honest and genuine and real, you can see it. Not everyone can see it. Some people are blinded, but what fake people are doing on the internet, but people like Kobe was actually, saying things and doing them and making an impact, and even making an impact, even when he's not living with us anymore. Like the only person that's going to have an impact like him is like Jordan. When Jordan passes away, what he did with the culture and the clothes and the shoes, like no one's going to ever top Jordan. Jordan is Jordan for a reason, right? But I feel like Kobe Bryant, actually has motivated more than Michael Jordan. People looked up to Michael Jordan, but he was such a godlike, person. No one could actually dream of being him, or as good as him. He was like and Kobe is the closest thing that we have to Jordan. But I think with Jordan, he was gambling. And he was, had that addiction for gambling and being the best at table tennis or ping pong and, playing poker, and I think with Kobe, his was more, I'm going to work hard and I'm going to show people how it's done, based off this Mamba mentality, not only wanting the ball in clutch situations, but I'm going to show you how much work I'm going to put in like Jordan did, but I'm also going to make an impact on people's lives to be able to see how I, did this, because you don't really see a lot of film on Jordan because that was pre-internet, but again, I imagine if we saw Jordan workouts privately, what he would be doing, if he was watching any film and what he was doing besides his just natural talent, then people would have a different perspective on his game, like Kobe. But again, whether you loved him or you hated him, no player that has passed away within the last, 20 or 30 years in any sport has had more of an impact on the youth and the OGs than Kobe Bryant. Tell me I'm wrong, because again, even to this day, people are still practicing Mamba mentality, going to his motivational, different little blurbs that he has on the internet. Special individual. Brings out the best in everybody. Yeah, Ichiro, first ballot Hall of Fame. You're looking at J-Rod, typing in the hashtag, number sign 51, a little each, on the back of his head. It's awesome to be able to have Julio understand that he needs help, and can be a top 5 popular player. But if you ever want to get Seattle to a World Series or win it all, he's going to have to be a big part of that. He can't just be the 3rd best player on the team. He's got to be better than that. And, we'll see. Obviously it's one of the hardest parks to hit at. But again, if anyone can find a way to, have some secrets, based off stance or diet or release or hands on the bat position and just tweaking the game a little bit, watching film and watching for cues, learning things from arguably the best hitter in this, last generation, right? We've seen Luis Ariz, be the new guy now, but before him, Ichiro, and then obviously, Pete Rose, Tony Gwynn, there's a few guys, Rod Carew, there's some guys that we can go back and we're talking about legit, hitters, home runs once in a while, but hopefully, J-Rod and company will find a way. We have to. All right, let's get into this third period, baby. Canada, eh? Toes, Marner, Sorelli, Hagel, McCaw, Team USA, Hannafin, Eichel, Matthews, Fox, and Kachuk. Got to come out of the gates with some urgency. Oh, baby, baby, baby. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help your boy out. Where are we at? On the likes. Where are we at? On the dono train. What are we at? Are we at 50? 50 to go? And we need one more like to get to 20. So if you are in the room and haven't smashed that like button, there we go. Now we're at 20. Now we're at the algorithm. Always got to hit the algorithm. You just never know when it'll show up. It may only be for a few minutes. Could be a few hours. Could be the whole stream. Hopefully we get goals by each team here tonight. We can get it to 3-3, and we can have a 4-3 winner, either at the end of the third period or in overtime. But this has been the best tournament out of any sport that we've seen in a long, long time. World Baseball Classic is cool, right? But it doesn't have the same vibe as this. This is, a little bit higher vibe, and we're getting a great one here tonight. We'll be doing NASCAR Cup Series Atlanta on Sunday, but we'll have to figure out what we're going to do tomorrow for Friday and Saturday. Let's go Blazers. Down by 3. Let's go. Team USA. Let's go. The crowd is into it. That's what I love. I love that energy, and I love that crowd. Canadian crowds are amazing. You should hear them at wrestling events. I mean, some of the loudest fans on planet Earth. Love it. And Team USA and their fans are definitely, you can hear them. They're at the TD Garden. All right, 2-2. Anything could happen here in this third period. Who could pass? Nelson, Miller, Werenski, line change, Slavin, Etzel, Eichel, Boldy, Weber, Stone, Point, Toes, McDavid, McCaw for Team Canada. I like Team Canada's line a little bit more than what I'm seeing here, but again, you might have another not top, name, make a big play for Team USA. Can't just be Austin Matthews or the Kachuk Bros. Got to be someone else. Norris Trophy winner. Gansel. Yeah, there's I would say 25 to 35%. It looks like, just based on looking at the crowd while watching the game. They're sprinkled in there. A lot of red in there. Maybe 65-35 USA. But there definitely is some representation there. I mean, it's not all 90-10 or 95-5. I mean, there definitely is some Canadian fans that made the trip. Matthews one-on-one, just wide. Slavin, Getzel, Eichel, Boldy, Faber, Stone, Point, Toes, McDavid, and with everything on the line, it doesn't look like anyone is going to be antagonizing a fight, with the implications of, the other team getting the power play possibly and being down 5-4, down a man, and then obviously losing the game that way. So it kind of feels like everyone is, each nation is going to use aggressiveness accordingly. But, unless something big happens, I don't really see a team trying to bully someone into a fight. I mean, there's a lot on the line here. I mean, we're tied up. You don't want to make a mistake. One-on-one. Oh, what a save. Bennington with an amazing save there. Good help from the defense as well. All right, baby. Team USA, 20 shots. Canada, 19. 23 shots to 19. 23 to 18 on the hits. And 2 penalty minutes. Slavin, Matthews, Kachuk, Hughes, and Faber. This is a good line for Team USA here. Oh, Bennington, good save. All down on him, on his butt, and still found a way. I mean, these goalies, man, when you have to be on your back or on your butt and you have to be able to move your hand or your leg in the right spot and pray that you can still defend after maybe missing a big attempt and going down to your feet or your butt. Amazing athletes, these guys. With that puck traveling as fast as it is, you can go from one side of the ice to the next in a second. Lucky there. Oh. Werenski, Sanderson, Trocheck, Miller, and Nelson. Passing has been pretty crisp for both teams. Defense has been, pretty solid for both as well. And you're seeing the defenders, even the centers and the forwards trying to be able to help out the goalies, and, everyone's on the same page. I mean, there's a reason why we're sitting at 2-2 right now. It's as even as it gets. And what's going to be that determining factor? Is it going to be a fight? Who gets into the power play? Is it going to be somebody super line that ends up winning it for them? Uh-oh. 1-on-4 with the wrister just wide. McDavid, point. Marchand. Now a little bit of a line change. Good defense there. Hellebuck. Matthew Kachuk. He said, fuck it. When is the next opportunity for the Four Nations face-off? I would assume Megan would have that information. When is the next year that we are blessed with this? How many years do we have to wait before we get this again? Damn, Matthew hasn't been in a minute. Hellebuck with some good defense there. Oh! Wow. Ankle deflection. Incredible. Hellebuck got fucking lucky there. Nelson, Trocheck, Miller, Werenski, and Fox. Rebounds are going to be definitely key in this too, because it kind of feels like if that initial shot doesn't go in, if you're close and you can rebound a deflection and get a goal, that could be the game winner. I guess the way that the flow of the game has gone, it could be a pretty one-on-one, and those are always amazing when we see those opportunities. But sometimes, just like in the NBA, off a miss, you get a tip or a rebound dunk, or just another opportunity for the offense to strike. And sometimes that's all you need in the NHL. Just one more crack at it. Kachucks. Brady, he got to step up. All right, here a little crowd, a little USA chant. They're not doing it all the time, but a little here, a little there. Trying to get them that extra Uncle Mo here in the last 12 minutes. Oh, big check. Nelson, Trocheck, Miller, Werenski, and Fox. Oh man, just hit the post. All right, we're going to a commercial break, so we're going to look at some old school hockey cards. Oh, Glenn's recommendation. See if I can find another one. I like colors too. Old stuff from like the 70s, 80s. I like O-Pee-Chee, being able to see the vintage stuff. 79 O-Pee-Chee. This is like my childhood here. The NHL Pro set. Oh my God. It's like me being 7 and 8 years old all over again. Holy moly. What's your favorite card out of your collection that you have? Doesn't matter if it's in good condition or not or whatever. I love old school vintage stuff. It's my favorite. I love 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and then some of the 90s. Paisley's in here. Paisley wants out. Marchand and Bennett. Wow, Slavin with a good defense. Good defense by Team USA. That's always cool. Like I said, we get people that are going to be in like their teens and 20s, but half of the channel is over 40. So it's nice to be able to, see people that are 40 and 50 and 60 and 70 and 80 and 90 or even above that. Oh, wow. I just looked up a photo. I got the stash and everything. Matthews, Larkin, Kachuk, Hannafin, and Fox. Some fainting USA chants in the background. Man, this one hopefully will be a 3-2 final or a 4-3 final. Anything can happen here in this last 10-minute stretch. I just hope we get scoring from both teams, both countries. Hughes, Bennington, come on, Blazers. Fucking A, down 28-15. I need to see effort, Blazers, especially if you're young and you're not, that talented yet. Now I have to look to see if LeBron is playing. LeBron is playing. Okay. So him and Austin Reeves will go off. Okay. Gensel, Eichel, Renski, Boldy, Sanderson. This is a good line for Team USA here. Good opportunity. This is the Connor McDavid line. Dottie Stone, Marner, Harley. Dowdy. All right, less than 10 minutes to go here in the third period. We're knotted up at 2. Gensel, Eichel, Renski, Boldy, Sanderson for Team USA. Gensel. Oh! Good one-on-one opportunity, but good defense. Boldy. Oh, who is going to win? Team USA, Team Canada. Team USA won 3-1 earlier, a few days back, but that means nothing now. It's competitive, and that's what is fun. So now with ESPN and MLB ending the national TV partnership, then now who is going to get it? Fox? Is that what we're going to say? All right, last 9 minutes to go. Okay, now left. So Eichel, Boldy, Faber, and Slavin. Reflect, do you ever, for like walking and whatever, Asics or Hoka's, there's all kinds of options now with like the running shoes and the Brooks and whatnot, the Ons. You ever try any of the On brand, the Swiss brand? Oh, baby. 8 minutes to go. All right, baby, let's go. I would love to be able to see a goal by each country before we go to OT to decide it. But based on how good the defense has been, we might only get one team that scores here in the third, and then that's it. Who will be the team that gets the final goal possibly and wins 3-2? Team USA chance. Burrowing into the crowd. Nelson, Miller, Hannafin, Fox, and Hughes. Yeah, pull the goalie. 7 minutes. Not happening. Not happening. Nelson, Miller, Hannafin, Fox, and Hughes. Goalies have been magnificent for both countries, with all things considered. It's like, one slight mistake, could be the difference in this. It's been so close. Like every category, who's going to make that mental error at the wrong time or that special play. I like the way that the defense looks out there, though. No worries, brother. I appreciate you. Have a good day at work, man. And you earned it. It's always good to be out, have people that, are going to be here on a regular basis, support, when they can, help out, have some good combos. And obviously, we got NASCAR Cup Series for Atlanta, which I will be streaming on Sunday. So excited about that. It should be at noon Pacific. And I'll watch the trucks and the Xfinity on Saturday. And I know not a lot of people do the trifecta, but racing, baby. Oh, here we go. 1-on-2. By Team Canada. Sanderson, Hannafin, Matthews, Kachuk, and Larkin. 2-on-3. Passes wide. Later, brother. Brother. Have a good day at work, brother. Good save. Hella buck. Hella buck. And Bennington. They've been magnificent. Save percentage, 90% or higher, of course. 909 for Hallebuck. Bennington, a 920. Oh, shit. Saves. Point McDavid, Mana, Holly, Gensel, Eichel, Wierenski, Fox, and Boldy. USA, 3 shots up, 25-22. Less than 5 minutes to go. And this one feels a little weird. Like, normally you can kind of have a gauge on when, something electric might be approaching, but I could see literally any scenario happening with these two teams playing. They are so evenly matched at this point, even though Team Canada, has probably the better high-end players, Nathan McKinnon, Connor McDavid, and even though Sidney Crosby is 37, he's still a threat. I mean, I was kind of hoping for, a 3-2, 4-3 kind of game, whether it's right at the end of intermission or, has to go to overtime to have a winner win. But it almost feels like kind of a crapshoot when you go into like overtime, though. Like the best team might not win. Like they might just have a, bad overtime and then all that hard work. But they say, well, you got to win in regulation then. But super impressed with the goalies for both countries, as well as the defense and the help defense that you've had from all the players. I mean, everything is on the line. Country and all. Charchek, Miller, Slavin, Faber, Gansel for Team USA. Marchand, Bennett, Taz, Maka, and Jarvis for Team Canada. Playing keep away right now, Team USA from Team Canada. Get that, Hellebuck. Push it out. All right, come on, Team USA. Let's go. Yeah, one of the best tournaments of all time. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're a casual, hardcore, diehard, type of fan. Anyone, that appreciates, effort, and you can see the passion, even if it's, you only see the fights. It's been amazing. I want to start doing Mariner games, damn it. I'm going to squeeze in a couple photos or reflect while we have a commercial. I might have to do Breaking Bad and then Better Call Saul. I have to do them in order, though. Oh, championship game. 3:30 left in the third period. Who is going to fucking win? I don't know. Bennington, Hellebuck. What a cast. Great show. $50 holla, 50 to go. Like, sub, donate, comment, share, help your boy out. Root for Team Canada or Team USA. Gansel, Eichel, Wierenski, Boldy, Sanderson, Hellebuck has been amazing. Bennington has been amazing. Who's going to be more aggressive, baby? Oh, man. It's going to be beautiful. We're going to have fun. We're going to get our heart broken a couple times during the season, in games where we're up big and then we lose, like when we're up 7-0 and we lose 8-7 in some ridiculous way. But there's going to be some epic wins and, again, a chance to see some young bloods come in and really make an impact for us. this year or next year. Can't just trade all those guys away. You got to give a couple of them a shot first before you let them go. I mean, unless like Vlad's on the line, because I'd rather get rid of some of those guys rather than like Brian Wu. Like, I don't want Wu to be a guy that would be a casualty. Like, I want certain players. It's like, yeah, we can't be giving up certain guys. No Cal, no Julio, no Wu. Woo. Breakout year. Hopefully he can stay healthy. Excited for Miller too, and Kirby. Logan will always be Logan and consistent, and hopefully Luis Castillo just isn't ass. He's been kind of ass. I mean, he's still pretty good number-wise compared to the other four, but he, used to be the ace, and he is not the ace anymore. So stop treating him like he's the ace. Like, why is he going to be leading, like opening day when he's like the 5 or the 4? Like, make it make sense. Unless you're going like right hand, left hand, and you have like some kind of method to your madness, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But just because someone is a 1 doesn't mean they're the best pitcher on your team. I mean, sometimes it does, but not for every team. Or the 2, or the 3, or the 4. Maybe the 4 is better than the 2. Like, we're getting down to the last minute. Feels like overtime. Yeah, but even with Castillo on the decline, this is probably the most talented group we've ever had. Just because like Miller and Wu are a guy that could games and could have an ERA borderlining 2. 2 low 2s, maybe even the high 1s. At one point or another. With certain guys. It's like you feel like Kirby and Gilbert, like all these guys could do it. The only one that would be like ERA 3 and up would be like Castillo. Even though the others, might have rough days and their ERA eventually gets up to match his. But I think we have the least confidence in him. And I got the utmost confidence in the other 4. And it's just about, if we're going to replace Castillo, we got to make sure we get the right guy that's not shittier than him. He's got to be at least at the equal level of, okay, and then sometimes not good. Matthew Kachuk, Slavin, Gitzel, Eichel, Holding, Leba. We're going to OT, baby. We're going to Ott with a 3-2 winner. Nathan McKinnon, not today. Hellebuck said, not today, baby. That was super close. Hellebuck has been fucking money, dude. Because there's at least, 2 shots. If you're not in the right place in the right time, that we, maybe if it's a different day, maybe if the game's played in Canada, maybe we missed that, But he was right in that sweet spot. His body is a pretty big target, Bennington and Hellebuck. I love defense. I love effort. Yeah, I mean, he is the 5. I mean, there's no question. It's like J.P. Crawford should be batting in the 9 hole. Castillo's the 5, and we should be looking to upgrade and get someone better than him. I mean, if we're really trying to be serious about things and trying to get better. It's like no matter how much you like a guy, if the production is going downhill year after year, at some point you got to, stop the bleeding. Otherwise, he's going to end up being a liability, and he might cost you a playoff berth. End of the 3rd, and we're knotted up at 2, baby. That shows how talented the Mariners are to have Castillo at the 1, and only within a couple years, now he's the 5. Like, what? Like, that wouldn't be the case for many teams out there. Like, we definitely got something special. I wouldn't trade it for anybody else's. Oh! What a flurry there in the last 30 seconds. Oh, my. Especially when you get, 6 bodies right in front of the net. You don't know what's going to happen. Yeah, man. Both goalies were amazing today. Incredible. I wish the Kraken could play like this. I mean, the occasional Joey Decord show-out game, he does. I'm super curious, who will be the next, to join, and then, and will he be better than Joey? And if that's the case, then we're going to be real good, as far as where we're at sitting right now. But who knows? It might take a while. It's not like elite goalies just grow on trees. They're hard to come by. But I would love for the Kraken to have one. And an elite goal scorer, that as well. Oh, baby, this overtime is going to be fun, baby. OT. Oh, of course. We're not going to, you're even going to get people like Julio, because we have a lot of expectations. Yeah, we might have been the only team that hasn't gone to the World Series, but for the intelligent people that follow this team, we know how to be able to maximize what we have, because that's what we've been doing as fans our whole lives, trying to maximize every single elite spot that we have. And you got to think we've had some of the best that have ever put on cleats ever, the experienced Randy Johnson and Ichiro and Ken Griffey Jr. and, going down that, and now we have a few guys that might be able to join him in like Julio and Cal and maybe even someone on the pitching staff. It's, but again, the manager is not going to be, Wilson and company are not going to be shaded by not, getting the boos. They're definitely going to hear it. And, I feel that the fans, we'll be patient and excited to a certain degree. Yeah, but again, if you get some of these guys that shouldn't be on the team right now and they start batting 100, make the goddamn move. Time for, Colt Emerson and Cole Young and Lazaro Montes and Harry Ford, because it can't get any worse than this, can it? What are they going to bat? Under one? But at least you'll have more excitement with that player. So we'll see what happens. We will see. I'm excited for this young group, though. I don't think the Mariners have had. We've had really good talent go other places and win World Series, turn into Hall of Famers, turn into elite great players. But I don't think I've been this excited for a group of guys that are on the way. Because those are positions that they play. They can fill some of these problems that we have at first, second, third, shortstop. So that's exciting. Catcher, we're good. Pitchers, we're good. Outfield, we're good. First, second, third, shortstop, that could always be better. And once we figure that out and all those guys can hit, boom shakalaka, something good happens for the Mariners. AL West clinched. ALDS clinched. ALCS clinched. And then World Series one day. One day. Yeah, and I think the Four Nations face-off also indirectly is going to, make other things that are coming up more exciting, like the Olympics, and not every single event, but there's going to be certain things that people are going to look forward to. Some of us, it's just kind of on our DNA, based on in the generation that we grew up, that this was something that, that we kind of watched regardless on if we really, cared about every event and whatnot, but this tourney has been money. And that's what we need to do right out of the gates. We need to have Robles lead off. We need to have him bunt the shitload, steal, be aggressive on base. We need him to be able to get to second and to be able to get a leadoff hit for us. Because if he gets the leadoff hit, we have a great chance of winning the game and getting off to a good start. If he strikes out, it might carry over to batter number 2, batter number 3, Julio, Cal, Robles, Randy, however they put him in there. So, yeah, it'll be very influential. But I think that if Robles plays like he did, it'll be almost like an all-star type of player. So, again, hopefully he can do that. Julio turns into the Julio that we know, 30, 30, 40, 40 club. And then Cal will be better batting average, hopefully a shitload of home runs. Finally get recognition that he's the best catcher in baseball. If not best, he's right up there. I don't think there's too many people that are playing better than him right now. Might have a better batting average, but I'll take the leadership, the defense, and who he is on the Mariners any day. Valuable. Our pitchers wouldn't be as good without him. Facts. We'd be terrible without him. Mitch Garver being our catcher and no Cal Raleigh, we'd be in trouble. All right, overtime in 9 minutes. McKinnon and Bennett with the Canada goals. I can't wait to see what happens here. What will happen? Who's going to win? Team Canada, Team USA? Feels like it's always like 50-50 when it gets to this point. Who will it be? Yeah, he said Jack Hughes. PK, he's a passionate dude, man. He's smart too. I think a lot of people thought they were going to say Jack Eichel, but he's like, no. I'm going to get you the New Jersey Devil. Like this for Brett. Let's go. He said, let's fucking go. Blazers. All right, here we go. Blazers finally caught up, down 51-45. Come on, Blazers. Oh, motherfucker. 53-45. Austin Reeves, damn it. He's a solid player. I'm going to win the game. I'm going to win. Let's go. This will be interesting. All-Pro guard Zach Martin retiring. Spurs shutting down Wembanyama for the season. ESPN MLB broadcast deal ends after 2025. Cubs Dodgers played in the first spring training game today. Baseball is back. Miracle on the ice. What you know about miracles? It's like getting blown out in a game like the Oregon Ducks did to Ohio State. You know, it's shocking, but it doesn't hurt like a game like this. If you were Team Canada or Team USA and you lose 3-2, you know, losing when you feel like you could have won it or you should have won it, you know, always is going to be more stinging and more painful. When you knew you actually were right there, you know, like one more effort play could have maybe been the difference. And now we have OT. And someone is going to be victorious and the other is going to be heartbroken. The rivalry lives. Go. What a perfect way for this to end. I mean, you know, people can talk about the goals that were scored, you know, here today, but if anything says defense and teamwork and amazing goalie play, I mean, it's not 1-1, you know, or even a 0-0 or whatnot, you know, where you have no scoring at all. But again, you know, the amount of goals that certain goalies give up in a matchup, let alone when you're playing country for country, to have it 2-2, incredible. Good effort. Good defense, great passing, limited penalties, and anything can happen here between Team Canada and Team USA. And we're talking about as even as it fucking gets. USA with a slight edge on the shots as well as the hits. 27-23 on shots, 27-24 on hits. Penalty minutes, 2 for Team USA. Canada, 0. Oh, let's go. I mean, the people that bought a ticket, for this, or, they definitely got their money's worth. And it felt like this could be an overtime game for sure. And I'm glad that the effort was there by both countries and every individual that participated. I live for sports like this. Like, it's just not common to see effort by everyone on the same page. But Four Nations, huge success out of play. Crosby is crazy. It's cool to be able to see, like an icon or a legend, even if you're following them from afar. Even if you're not even if that player isn't on your favorite, team, but to be able to watch a individual's career blossom like Ovi and Crosby, pretty beautiful, man. Really held it down for a generation. Last 20 years. Oh, Eichel. Nelson, Miller, Werenski, Fox, and Boldy. Come on, Team USA. Crosby, Harding, Sorelli, Hagel, Harley. Oh! Just wide. Good defense there by Hellebuyck. Come on, Team USA. Get that puck out of your zone. Yeah, crazy that we've only had one penalty of 2 minutes, after having the 3 fights in the first 9 seconds, like the complete opposite of that game. And if you're Team USA, you have to be feeling pretty lucky and pretty good without, fights getting, the emotion up for the home crowd on the ice, and to be at a 2-2 tie with a chance to win. That's huge. I mean, people will be talking about this tournament and people will be talking about, these games far after, they're done playing them, for sure. It's cool when we see something that works, that's successful, like non-NBA. It's like NBA, you want to, have something to look forward to. It's like what you're seeing here. People that fucking care. $17 minutes to go in OT. Slavin, Gansel, Larkin, Matthews, Sanderson, McDavid, Makar. Points out there as well. Come on, Matthews. Matthews, Sanderson, Larkin, Gansel, Slavin. Come on, Team USA. We're running out of time. Oh! Oh! Thought that was it. Oh, point blank right there. Big deflection. And then wide left right there. Get back on defense, damn it. And Connor McDavid getting hit at the boards. Oh, man, that could have been it right there. Holy moly. I mean, if you're talking about, amazing hockey, like this might be better than even some of the Stanley Cup final matchups. Good defense there by Team USA. Way to give Hellebuck a little bit of an assist there with the defense. You need it. 1-on-4. Give him some help, baby. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, just wide left. Come on. Nelson Miller, Hannafin, Slavin, Hughes. Jack Hughes is in. Makatos, Crosby, Sorelli, McKinnon. Good line for Team Canada here. Oh, just right on his shoulder, and then the deflection just over the net. Oh. That was close. "30 shots on goal for Team USA, 25 for Team Canada. This one could go any way." And if there was a time for Team USA's fan base to get loud, it would be now. And they should be loud the rest of overtime. Don't stop. Keep going. Get the crowd going. The defense. Line change. Larkin, Matthews, Kachuk, Fox, Hannafin. Come on, Team USA. Come on! Ow! Off the deflection. Fuck! Bennington! Bennington looking like a fucking goalie god. Oh my, oh my. And to be able to defend 2 shots within a matter of seconds in totally different areas, and just the fast, nature of a good pass, a good one-timer, to be able to set someone up and how, oh, wow. Jesus Christ, Bennington is on another level right now. This guy is, yeah, I don't know what I'm watching right now. Incredible. Matthews tried to pull a fast one, but right into his mitt. Bennington. He said, "You got to do better than that. You got to get on me top shelf." Defense and just a straight up elite play by both guys in net. Incredible. Gensel, Hannafin, Eichel, Fox, Boldy. There you go. Noddy, Crosby, McKinnon, and Stone for Team Canada. Decent line here with Crosby, McKinnon, and Stone. Good steal by Team USA. They're fighting. "33 shots on goal for Team USA, 25 for Team Canada. 13 minutes. Nelson, Charshak, Miller, Slavin, Weber. And some faint USA chanting starting. But again, they needed the crowd to be like a wrestling crowd. You got to, how bad do you want this? Do you want the Team Canada to win or not? How bad do you want it? They got to start giving some more beer there. They're not loud enough. Yeah, Maka, the best scoring defenseman. Great at defense, but can score. Play defense, Team USA. Here we go. Matthews. Poked away. Come on. Still far away from that shot. Yeah, it's amazing. Judo. Overtime. Team Canada 2, Team USA 2. Miller, Yancel, Hannafin, Fox, Boldy. Come on, Team USA. Three on three. Poked away. Good defense there by Team Canada with the steal. Poked away by Team USA. Defense has been fantastic for both countries. Hard to get a lot of momentum. Everybody is locked in. Like I said, one team is going to feel the jubilation. The other is going to feel that heartbreak because it really feels like it could go either way. Like there's not one team that's had really an advantage. I mean, anytime Team Canada did something, Team USA responded, then Team USA responded again, and Team Canada responded. So, I mean, we're not, it's not one-sided one bit like it was in the first matchup. Icing. USA don't like that. Ha 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 ha. Ozzy, I. Ozzy Osbourne. Black Sabbath. Ozzy. I went back and watched some of his old school music videos. They are hilarious. Amazing. And there it is. Team Canada. Boom. 3-2. And that is it. And just like that, USA was there, but Connor McDavid said bang. And there's a reason why Connor McDavid is Connor McDavid. Because of the greatness and being elite. Team USA, so close, but so far away. Wow. Reflect with a 50. Congratulations, Team Canada. That was awesome. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, little cactus jack, bang, bang. Of course, we want Team USA to win, but for them to lose only by one, obviously it felt like they could have won this. But again, when you end up having one of the best players in the world, at some point or another, when you got three of them, Sidney Crosby, the aging vet, and then you got Nathan McKinnon and Connor McDavid, they can make things happen that no player on Team USA could make happen. And you saw that. What a beautiful game winner for Team Canada, and what fucking heartbreak for us. Damn. Anything that you want to be able to see photo-wise? Sorry, Glenn. Yeah. I tried to hang in there for you, Glenn. I was rooting for you, Yeah, but you got to understand, certain things cannot be said. And then the Hollywood Hogan boot, it hits you. Ooh, yeah. That's why you got to be very careful. Some comments appropriate, some comments not appropriate. Boot. But I had to give it a proper amount of time to evaluate. But I knew eventually what would happen. Congratulations, Team Canada. It's your sport. You should be winning it. And you did. But at least we made it interesting and it made it fun. And this tournament overall was a great success. I mean, that was the best tournament maybe I've ever watched in my entire life. Any sport, including the Olympics and World Cup. I've seen a lot of events. That was one of the most entertaining. Now, it would have been much better if Team USA would have won for me and for a few of us. But for Team Canada winning, it doesn't crush my soul. Again, Team Canada has the better players. They, got the job done in overtime. USA could have won it. We didn't. And Sidney Crosby and Nathan McKinnon, Connor McDavid, they're Canadian, royalty. Well, that was a hell of a lot of fun. History is meant to, but history tends to repeat itself pretty often. You just have to pay attention. I mean, you always are going to get an underdog. You're always going to have, a rivalry, but history tends to repeat itself if you are the stronger team. Once in a while, you may, drop one, but we made it interesting. Well, they didn't fight, in this particular matchup. They tried to win it just by strategy and hard work and clean play. So kind of felt like maybe we needed to fight to win this, to kind of change the emotion in the crowd and the players. But congratulations to Team Canada. Man, fun. Lots of fun, player of the game. Connor McDavid, shouldn't be, right? Yep. This dynamic is always interesting. Oh, really? Appreciate you, Reflect, very, very much. I'm going to go take Paisley on a long walk and eat some dinner. We'll figure out what we do for Friday and Saturday. Sunday will be NASCAR Cup Series, Atlanta at noon Pacific. But we will figure out Friday and Saturday. Love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. And, hey, Team USA, we tried. But, Team Canada, they're known for some of the greatest of all time. Not just, all-star players, but Hall of Fame players. And sometimes when you go against too many Hall of Famers, you end up on the short end of the stick. Congratulations, Team Canada. And that was fun. Final in overtime. Team Canada 3, Team USA 2. Connor McDavid, player of the game. And I appreciate you guys very, very much. Anything else that you want to be able to see before I go? Anything else, Reflect? Damn it, we were so close. So close, but so far away. Shout out to Canada, Team USA. We'll keep grinding, keep fighting. And I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. And I got one question for you. Who talk sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics. Team Canada victorious. Team USA, a little bit of heartbreak. 3-2 final in OT. GG, Team Canada. And I'm out. Gang.